just built different. But taking a look at Group B, of course, where we'll be focusing today, looking to find the playoffs from this side, and just checking in on the new players, the new additions that we're seeing here for all the rosters. We have, of course, 2 members here from Fantasy United, but I think a lot of fans around the world also much more interested in seeing kind of the stat lines, hopefully improving as time goes on for the Team Liquid additions, the Apex core coming in.
Yeah, it was an amazing first outing here for the T1 squad. Now should be properly tested, though, as they get ready to go into this. Well, I mean, not that they weren't tested before. I mean, they did.
Sure.
They beat EG. Yeah. They beat the team that has probably played the most games in the offseason, probably the most games during this year. And they looked damn good doing it. Excurate bringing out that chamber on that second map. Absolutely gorgeous performance from him. And hopefully more of that is going to be coming up from him. Because it was looking so good. I stand a good chamber player, so
yes, you do.
Happy to see some more chamber action.
Yeah, a lot of people were hoping, he continues to be that op player, right, coming over to Valorant, and he's proven that he's ready to fit right in. Even, some of that double opping going on alongside Saya players. So yeah. T1 clearly able to just work on their strengths and further that no matter who the opponent is. I mean, it was against EDG, right? Kong known for his opping as well. So curious to see. Now they're going to go up against a very different team in Team Liquid today. T1, can they continue to adjust given the, relatively short time they've had together as a full roster? Yeah,
relatively short time, but also way less tape to be studied. EDG, we were kind of talking about that at the top of that day going into that matchup, which is, because EDG has played so damn much, there is so much studying that you can do to get a really good grasp on what these players want to do, because they have just been constantly performing. They've been constantly participating in tournaments, so that time to innovate and create new strategies hasn't necessarily been there. So T1 were able to exploit that weakness. For Team Liquid, though, we've only seen a little bit of this team. What we saw looked incredibly good.
Yes, I mean, of course, right? We've seen the remaining members, Yampi and Nats, together for a little while now, and then the Apex core, of course, all the way through from Challengers up through Ascension. But there were questions on, okay, how does that gel together, though? It's 3 and 2, still, a little bit of different style. Obviously, new calling here coming in from Enzo. And, okay, it seems like there's no problems. They looked really good. The calling seemed to be on point. Mystic, going with that aggressive Omen, really making plays and making space for the rest of his team. Yampi continuing to be really good at just holding those trades for his teammates, and that gives a lot of confidence for players like Keiko to just go out and just frag out as that primary duelist.
Yeah, it's a really good support system set up here from what we've seen so far on the side of Team Liquid, but I was singing his praises. You just mentioned him. Mystic, for me, definitely, I think, the biggest takeaway from that matchup was just how good he was looking playing that Omen. But then, of course, as we went over to, I believe it was Split, we got to see Nats back on that Viper.
Yeah.
And that's when the final nails were kind of going into the coffin because he just looked so very clean. But on the other side, T1, question coming into today. Is it going to be the same roster that we saw versus EDG, or do they change things up? Do they go to the kind of more expected lineup with having Zeta there as the IGL, or does Carpe continue to hold this mantle?
And it looks like it's going to be the same lineup. So all things so far point to them committing to this combination with Carpe at the helm. I mean, you guys confirmed it in the initial cast. Obviously, Coach Autumn had tweeted about it. Carpe apparently had a chat with the Korean cast as well, confirming that he is indeed IGLing. It's not a joke. And it looks good, which is, I think, why a lot of people are surprised. Okay, it was a nobody's bingo card, but okay, if it looks good, you can't blame him. Carpe is still able to perhaps kind of pick up a lot of what Zeta had left behind from his calling when they were playing together on T1 throughout 2023. And then I gotta assume Rossi, of course, also helping a lot of those comms, kind of being that anchor, being that lurk sometimes on that Viper, able to sift through that information as a team.
It was very clean. It was beyond what we could have potentially anticipated. Was Carpe stepping into that role for pretty much the first time, because I don't believe that he did any real shot calling during his Overwatch career either. Was always just the guy who was sent out to go kill. Now he's got Excurate. He can tell him, okay, yeah, go hold this angle and massacre everybody. But we'll see how it continues here today. Taking a look back, though, of course, both teams able to come away with 2-0 victories in their respective series, opening up Group B. Liquid having the easier draw. I'll put that, I'm doing air quotes right now, given that it was Fantasy United, given that they are playing still with their coach, Kawa, which is an unfortunate circumstance for them. Still put up some decent performances, had those first halves of those maps look a little bit tighter, but Liquid they were able to just break away from them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think at the helm there, I wanted to focus a little bit on some of these players that we're seeing new onto the partner leagues. And Kaiko coming in, he was playing primarily that Jet throughout Ascension, really pretty much just playing the Jet, had incredible numbers, but in the opening match, continuing to even build on those numbers further on the Raze. Just play the Raze on both maps on Lotus and Split. And really entailed what it means to be that primary entry player for a team. You can see the KD is high, the first kills per round. He's doing what he needs to do to break open sites to make sure that he is the first line of attack and defense. And the ACS continues to point that not only is he getting kills, he's continuing to contribute to the team overall. Yeah,
it was a huge bright spot here. I mean, all of Liquid, it was just looking absolutely gorgeous, but Keiko's performance in particular, as well as that Duelist, was looking phenomenal, to steal a word from Paper Thin. But on the opposite side, Izu.
Yeah, Izu. This was a comparison I wanted to make because Izu was another Duelist playing in the Challenger scene. And a lot of people looked at Challengers Japan and said, okay, Izu's one of those guys, whether it's in Japan or Korea, one of the partner teams surely going to pick him up. He gets picked up by T1 and everyone's scratching their head. Well, Saya player's a great Duelist. What are we doing? He switches over to, this flex position, playing the Sky and the Astra, but my eyes go to the assist per round. He's doing his job in that flex role of setting up his teammates. He's getting healthy assists per round, making sure he's contributing even if he's not the first contact to get kills.
Yeah, just overall stellar performances, but again, will those hold up? Both teams started off looking absolutely great.
Yes.
But somebody's got to lose. Somebody has to play another matchup here today.
Yeah.
Which team is it going to be? Liquid or T1? Both of them going to be fighting to just get that auto buy, get pushed forward into the next round. So we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, so if you win on this match, obviously you wait until tomorrow to play the playoffs into the semifinals. But as Achilles mentioned, you lose, you got to be on standby, continue to warm up during the second match, and then jump right back in for the decider match. And that could go either way.
We can see that there's a little bit of a split here amongst the English casters. Myself and Paper Thin looking at T1, liking what we saw there, but you leaning towards Liquid.
Yeah, I just want to say, I think Liquid showcase, their colors, right? Of this is how we're going to win, this is our style. Whereas T1, while very promising, I'm all aboard the hype train, I think the stars aligned that day, right? All the shots were hitting, the double op was working. I think there's a lot of things that went right for T1 on the opening match.
Well, we'll have to see if that's going to carry forward here because, on the opposite side, Team Liquid, teams that certainly could also run that double up. You've got Yampi, you've got Keiko. We'll see what happens, but day 4, it starts right now.
Ready and willing to do what we gotta do, you cannot stop. We put in the time, we put in our grind to fight the top. Aces!
Got my last name from my father. Mama said nothing else is promised. Give me one number to love. Fire in my veins and the flames getting hotter. Don't care who truth them lies. I came here to take what's mine.
I think us as a roster, we have all the tools that we need. We have great players on the team, so I think we are able to switch up our play style. I think there was no individual that shined, but I'm just very happy we came together as a team.
This is my first tournament also, after I'm taking a break for a long time. And then we can prove it to our fans. So yeah, it's really happy. I think we just feel very excited to play against Team Liquid. It's really great for us to get the experience against outside Epic team, so I'm really looking forward for it.
T1, we already took down Fancy. We're not afraid to take you down too, so you better bring your game.
For Team Liquid, just be ready. T1 gonna come in for you.
We will be ready. T1. Watch out.
今天 T1 打得蛮好，然后我们自己犯了很多一些平常不会犯的失误吧，然后 T1 也一直在抓住我们犯的失误的机会吧。选手目前来说好像还没有让我很警惕的，但是
Nhưng mà bọn em khi mà phải đối đầu thì bọn em sẽ cố gắng hết sức thôi. Bọn em đâu có gì để mất đâu, chơi hết mình thôi.
我们今天失误很多，但是我们一定会打回来的。
Vying for the auto buy into the playoffs, Team Liquid will make their way out onto the stage. Get ready to do battle here against T1. Yampi clearly studying. He knows how to make his own hearts with his fingers.
There you go. You came prepared to play in front of the Korean crowd.
Build up that fan base.
Yeah, I mean, you got to take whatever chances you get. It's not too often that you can play here in Seoul. Keiko picking up on that cue as well. Nats, of course, with the Panda. And Mystic to round things out. Enzo in the center, the IGL here for the new Team Liquid.
And he's just been doing a stellar job so far. There was many a cry to see Enzo in VCT EMEA last season. Won't say with which team, but it's good to see him back and already putting up some solid performances here with the squad. But on the opposite side, he's playing against the least expected IGL that we could have thought of here in Korea in Carpe.
I mean, I'll say globally, right? If you had to make a list of potential IGLs for 2024, I don't think Carpe was on anybody's list for any team. Yet here he stands as a leader. And, talking to some of the, Korean community and the Korean casters as well, I think one thing a lot of us agree on is, okay, we don't know about necessarily this, how well he's understanding the game flow, etc. However, one thing's for sure, he's a veteran, and he's always been a very confident player. So if anything, he's at least going to be that leader who can initiate the conversation and then allow his teammates to pile on with more opinions so they can build a better strat book.
I think anybody who knows Carpe's history, his lineage and his career knows that his confidence can be a game changer in and of itself. It can be absolutely devastating. The number of times I've seen this man swap to a character that he shouldn't be playing in a given moment, but then get away with it back in Owl was like absolutely insane.
Yeah, we had that moment during VCT Pacific 2023, right? When they're playing against Shenji and he's on that sheriff, he needs to go for the clutch and he just says, I'll win this, and he peeks out on the reload and gets the kill. I mean, that's the type of energy you want from your leader, and here he is to try to lead this new squad now against a revamped Team Liquid coming over from EMEA, and that's going to be an interesting battle as well. The battle of these IGLs. Enzo, obviously much more of a veteran here in the Valorant scene, but then you look at overall career and you can't count Carpe out.
Absolutely cannot, but support staff here on stage alongside Liquid. Emil, a legendary player in his own right, was discussing with Paper Thin the other day during their opening series. Somebody who has had career moments on this very stage in the past. Now he's here as a coach, and so far, it's been going rather well.
Yeah, and I think Emil would want nothing more than to see his players now find success on the stage with him as a coach. I mean, what that would mean for them during this offseason, it's going to be a huge boon to get prepared for the 2024 VCT. But a lot of eyes are on Xcurit, right? He made a big splash coming in, getting to play that chamber, showing us why a lot of people hyped up his op coming over from CS prior, and now carrying over that skill set here to Valorant.
It's been a very smooth transition thus far. Like we said, the Susanto bloodline running strong in Valorant.
It's about to be a dynasty for sure. It's building up.
I mean, yeah, VCT 2030, we get the youngest brother involved in the scene. There's three of them cycling around Pacific. It'll be absolute insanity. We'll have to wait a little bit longer for that to happen, though. For now, we can focus in on the game at hand. A Saya player right here, one of the guys who's going to be looking to try to shut down that entry power that we were seeing from Keiko.
Yeah, I'm interested to see, what Saya's mindset might be. How's his confidence level coming in? Obviously, another player who's always been very confident, maybe a little overconfident at times, but playing against EDG once again, nothing was holding him back. He was ready to frag out. He was ready to dive in to the front, trust his teammates a lot. But I think Keiko is going to be one of those entry players that perhaps Saya player wasn't quite expecting to meet at this power level here on the stage.
Perhaps not. Fans showing up here in droves, cycling into the venue on a nice early Friday afternoon.
That's still quite early here, of course, but as the evening winds down, more people are going to file in, and then we'll have the playoffs over the weekend. Can't wait to see all the fans, especially, now with Sentinels confirming an extended tournament here in Seoul, South Korea. You only get to watch them for a couple more matches. You got to make sure you have those tickets ready.
There's been plenty of people who are showing up day over day. You never know what the match result's going to be. You never know how many opportunities you're going to have to catch your favorite teams, your favorite players, so might as well book a ticket for all of them.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you have the chance, make sure you get to watch as many games as possible here during the off-season, especially in Seoul, one of the few events that we're having right now. And,
of course, the Nats fans showing up, Pandas.
The Panda crew out in full force once again. You can see, both Pandas drawn, Pandas on the head. Team Liquid, they've definitely got a fan base out here.
Yeah, we've got the multi-language signs going on too. That's some big fandom right there.
And the comfy dog.
Like the Snapchat filter ears.
Yeah. That's good. I like that one. That's one of my favorite ones for today.
#1 Marshall player.
Ooh, Saya versus Yampy if they go for the Marshals. I mean, Saya doesn't want to back out from that title.
I mean, Saya just doesn't matter what happens in the first round. Lose the pistol, win the pistol. That's still going to be Marshall coming in on the next one.
Yeah. Anytime I watch a T1 match, I go into my next games and I also buy a Marshall in the second round no matter what, and then I remember I'm not Saya player.
It's fine. You just got to hip fire it.
There you go.
Just abuse the hip fire accuracy is the strategy.
There's Nats himself. I think something that really impressed me about the way that Team Liquid was gelling is they didn't seem to have to rely as much on his lurks, right? I mean, in the past, any team that Nats was on, I was like, well, it's really up to Nats. His lurks, they're great, and if it works, the rest of the team works off of it. But here, it almost kind of freed up Nats to just kind of sit back sometimes, and then if push comes to shove, he's able to take that space. There was a lot more variation here for Team Liquid on the way they ran the map. Spotted the camera. There you go.
You got the players featured. You got to get the staff featured as well. The jerseys representing. Fun fact for people who might not know, I should say.
Well, yeah,
I used to be an employee of Team Liquid.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That was my first esports job as a videographer.
Yeah, I almost forgot about that. It's a while back now. But a little bit of that bloodline running through here on the caster desk as well. Both teams just trying to get ready. Nico enjoying the stage. Love to see that.
The 1,000 yards. It's something about that seat in particular, because like Zekin will be sat there.
Yes.
Just always stare at the camera.
Yeah, that's true. And then the other side, it's always hiding their face. Like Skirt was trying to hide away today. Monyet's hiding away.
The last hope.
Oh my gosh. I mean, that is straightforward, but it's true. It's true. DRX got knocked out yesterday, losing to both Sentinels and Paper X, not able to take a single map.
Let's put the caveat out there that this is in this tournament.
Well, sure, because
not for time moving forward. We still need to see how Gen G looks.
Word on the street is Gen G's looking good, as they're building up. So
we won't have long to wait until we get to see them in their own off-season tournament. So that one's going to be coming up pretty shortly. So I'm curious to see how they are going to be looking.
Yeah.
But yes, for the time being, T1, our last remaining Korean squad, featuring Rossi.
Featuring Rossi from North America. But this mix, right? A lot of people had questions about that as well. I mean, the language, the culture, the meta, etc. How does it work out? And Rossi just gelling really well. I got to have a chance to actually work with the T1 players a little bit during the off-season, during one of the T1 Together streams. I got to do a little show with Carpe and Rossi, and I could tell the vibes were there. I mean, Rossi very upbeat, bringing out, the funniest moments of Carpe himself as well, really working well together. Carpe talking about how he was so proud of Rossi working hard to fit into the culture, to the team, working with the teammates. And I heard, Rossi's that guy who will even just gather all the teammates just to go down to the convenience store, grab something to drink, grab water or anything. He's like, hey, let's all go down, let's have a chit chat. And he's really there to bring up the entire environment. And it's working so far.
It's been working a treat. Thanks for giving us a nice little wave here. As maybe wondering why Game No Star Caster hit the button. Players right now are doing their own agent select, and then we will be underway. Just on a minor delay on stage, but things are moving forward, so bear with us, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be able to dive into this action and, of course, see where we're going to be going. We still have to see our map draft and figure out what is going to be in play here for these squads. For T1, I think you're obviously one of the things on your mind is going to be Lotus, Liquid. Do you ban that away? It's something that they very much do play themselves. But given the strength that we saw from Extra Chamber in particular, is that something that they want to take off the table?
Yeah, I mean, sure, you can run all the theory in your head about how do you push a Chamber out of position, how do you chase him through, but if they hit that first shot, none of that matters, as we've seen time and time again. So the map ban pick will finally come through. Team Liquid going to be taking away that Sunset. T1 avoiding the Haven. So the Lotus is open. And Team Liquid, they're going to pick it themselves. They're not even shying away from it. They're just going to say, all right, let's meet on Lotus. Whoever wins that gets the advantage here as they get prepared for Breeze for the second map.
Okay, Breeze continuing to be a selection here from the Korean teams. Hopefully for T1's sake, it goes a little bit better than DRX's attempt was just yesterday, but Split, Bind, Band Away, Ascent there as that final map if we can go the distance.
Yeah, kind of an interesting pick ban overall from Liquid, I think, right? Just aggressively picking that Lotus as a first pick, having the confidence that their composition, their way of playing the map is going to be superior, but then also banning out the Split despite having, a victory on it so far here on the AVL, perhaps trying to cycle through some more maps as well. Of course, going to take a first look at the Breeze, no matter what, from both teams. And this is going to be long-range battles both ways, right? Lotus, C-Mound, A-Main as well, but then we go down to the Breeze. Once again, a lot of opportunity for these op battles.
Curious to see how this one's going to be playing out. I mean, it was a 13-6 victory over EDG on Lotus for T1. 13-5 for the side of Team Liquid on the very same map. Do we get different compositions, though? As we'll wait and see, and it looks like the answer is going to be no. Everybody playing exactly what we have already seen. So who has gotten the better read on their opponent coming into this one? Who thinks that they have a strong expectations of how the opponents are going to play? I thought maybe we would see maybe like even the most minor change-up with Nats shifting over to something like the Cypher perhaps, but it is still just going to be that KJ coming through.
Yeah, I mean, the KJ versus Cypher on Lotus, I think it's really just up to team preference more than anything, right? Cypher obviously can really hold down a site, be a menace, especially if you can get that Odin online or even the Guardian. But Killjoy, a little bit more retake potential as well, a little bit more ult pressure. The Nano Swarms can just buy more time rather than locking down a point of entry. It can be a little trickier to find those traps as well. And my eyes are on the fact that what you mentioned, how much have they improved off of that singular piece of tape that they now have of each other playing on Lotus with the full roster. This is going to be an early sign of how fast can each team improve in their respective leagues as well.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that we didn't really get from Fancy United was being able to kind of exploit this single controller composition that Liquid has been running for quite some time. Can that happen now for T1? Can they find the cracks in the armor there and utilize their own double controller composition to really slow down the play from Team Liquid and try to find an early lead? We'll have to just wait and see if that's going to be the case as we get ready to go into the game here momentarily. But I'm just ready to get into this one. I'm hoping for some double op on both sides. Don't care if it's double op on attack. Just show it to me, because having Yampi Keiko going up against side player Excurate sounds absolutely fantastic. So I am ready to feast my eyes.
Yeah, that would be some of the best op battles we'll get to see globally for sure. Just given the individual reputation that these players have on their respective teams. Talking about the composition a little bit more, since it looks like we have a couple more seconds. Obviously, the Chamber on the side of T1, but you do have the Breach on the other side. So another way that you can really force that Chamber into discomfort when that op comes online. You get that fault line out. He's not going to be able to hold that angle with the scope in. And the question is at that point, T1, they're going to have to start to really showcase what kind of retakes they have. Sure, you can pressure one side with the double controllers and try to push them, funnel them into the Chamber, into the operator on the other side. But if that fault line hits at the right timing, if Xcurit's not prepared for it, if he can't read the positioning, he's going to have to back out. And at that point, it's retake after the post plant.
Well, that pressure going to be on Yapi to try to just force him off these angles to get the doubles there.
One of these days, we'll get all 5. The Penta Stare.
Try to keep this man right here honest and on the move. But even down, I mean, you think about just that first round coming out from the chamber. Headhunter shots were connecting. So even before that op comes into play, you still very much have to respect this man's aim. He's been around the block and then some. And clearly hasn't really missed much of a beat with the shift over into Valorant.
Yeah, and T1 will be starting on that attack as well. So I think Xcurit's going to play a pretty big part in just making sure he can combat the potential pushes coming out from Liquid. Of course, working off the single controller, but having the double initiators. You've got the Breach to enable your fights, and then you've got the Sova for intel. And this is something that, you know, these are some variations that we've seen a lot from EMEA and the Americas. You know, going for the double initiators here on Lotus. The Sova, not as common, but still fills that same role.
That's something that we've been seeing a lot from Enzo when he was over on Apex, running this on Lotus, carrying on the lineage of Jesse Bash, who's not in this tournament with us. But guys, it looks like we are in fact ready to jump into the action. Game 1, map 1, about to start. Team Liquid versus T1. Let's go ahead and jump into Lotus. You can see pistol win percentages have been very kind to Liquid in their opening series, but T1 not that far behind, only dropping just that one pistol over to the side of EDG.
Yeah, so obviously this is where we'll start to see either team try to break apart from that one. Team Liquid. Enzo going to be going for the Sheriff, so no utility there for the Sova, just trying to hold the angle, and you can see that it's a stack on A for Team Liquid. They want to be ready for that potential early rubble control, and then on C site, it's just buy time with that vault line. Just one flashpoint, and then the ghost for Yampi.
For now, very quiet, very slow start. Xcurit just inching forward, trying to see if there's going to be any forward aggression coming out of B. A couple eyes pushing over here towards the C site. Star going to be sent down. Carpe ready to swing the corner. Does he send the flash first, or just be a dry peek? We'll just go ahead, pop the Nebula, drop that one. He's going to move forward.
Now, we do have Xcurit peeking into B, so T1, they still have some options. You even have Izu waiting to just check for sound around rubble. And T1, they're in no rush to enter into C. They want to find reactions. They're going to draw out that smoke, and that lets them know, okay, enough attention draw to B site. We should be able to enter onto C, but Yampi, he's going to get backed out by that Trailblazer.
Fault line goes through. He's going to pull back over towards Waterfall, now shifting back over onto the site itself, and this has drawn a hefty amount of rotations here. Izu, though, not that far forward, so isn't really scouting much of A at all. T1 still going to be rotating off C, just suspecting that they've drawn attention. Already Team Liquid, as we were kind of seeing versus Fancy United, very fast to make the call to rotate off, and right now they have the right read.
Yeah, and Yampi pushes out as well. This is 100% confirmed for Team Liquid. The only thing worried about is, of course, that lurk coming in from Xcurit. Keep our eyes on that on the minimap.
Flash didn't find anything. Gonna be Keiko making his way down. Drop paint shells has been burned, but he still has that Sheriff in hand, so damage can be dealt. Plant now gonna be coming through, and actually the bite into the back. Rossi managing to find the enemy raise. The first kill now coming through. Carpe rushing forward in towards the smoke, helps find Mystic, but then Enzo takes him down. Saya player.
One enemy remaining.
Over by stairs, 14 HP. Enzo with the Sheriff in a 1v3. Might just be able to make this happen, but needs to find some headshots, but that damage is just too much to deal with. Rossi will pick up 3, trying to fast track that Viper's Pit, and T1 will win another pistol, delivering Liquid their first ever pistol loss in the tournament.
Yeah, while Team Liquid did have some fast reactions on the rotate, very decisive, even sending Yampi out early, T1 also working off the fact that the fault line would still be on cooldown by the time they made their entry. So they didn't hesitate. That was the biggest thing they would have been worried about. They're able to power through using the double guiding lights to make sure that they have an advantageous fight. Good cover from Rossi on the tree side, making sure that the spike gets planted and it's safe for the time being, and then they have the numbers advantage.
Guardians have definitely been kind of flavor of the tournament, but look at this stat. Everybody around the corner. Xcurit still going to be able to come away with 1. Takes a bit of damage, but it's nothing that Carpe can't heal.
Really push out from Yampi as well. T1 kind of getting funneled into the B side for the time being. Not sure if they're quite aware of it. Izu has some suspicion, but doesn't want to peek out too far.
Still just holding on to that Marshall, but easy not giving him any line of sight whatsoever. And it seems like Team 1 in the end starting to make the right call, pushing over here towards this A site, where the rotations are now starting to come through. So Team Liquid once again will be able to get themselves into a decent spot. Just given the weaponry still is very much stacked against them. Yampi still creeping forward, trying to see if there's anybody lurking back out here over towards that attacker spawn. But so far, that Marshall is going to take a while before he starts finding any value.
Yeah, now all three members stacked, but T1, they look fairly content to just commit to this since they have the numbers advantage. Got to make sure they don't drop any free weapons.
Oh, bite down into the center, and Saya player able to clean him up. Rossi will find Nats. Now it's all on Yampi, out of range. So Trademark not going to get the spot.
All right, so number one Marshall player.
No one has their eyes trained over into this position, and that means that Saya player does get caught off guard. So far, weapon can just be recovered here. Shot flying, gets the shot, looks for another one there, but Yampi coming away with 2 kills. Will do a bit of damage here to the side of Team 1. In the end, just going to be losing out on, I believe, a Sheriff or a Ghost, as well as a Spectre. Otherwise, 2-0 start, and Xcurit's got an op. Here we go, the fun begins.
All right, okay, I love it. I love the confidence. I mean, again, this is what a lot of people said he would be brought on for. Even though you have a player like Saya player, you have more options for the operator. Use it on attack. You're at the chamber anyway. I mean, you got to push out and get the long-range duels at some point.
I mean, Xcurit continues to just be a man after my own heart, but see what value can be found. Enzo for now just going to be Jiggle Peeking, the only one playing around this side of the map. With Nats kind of nearby. Was over at stairs, and I think he might have just caught that barrel swinging out, so Enzo will pull back away. Also has a weapon that needs to be respected as far as the firepower is concerned.
Yeah, maybe not the morals behind it, but hey, if you get the
use of the weapon doesn't really garner much, but
holding that tree, of course, you can damage through the door and the wall here for the ult orb. So Enzo just going to block off that side, leave the main entrance to his teammates.
Oh, Mizu watching from behind, just that Sheriff in hand. Not going to find too much there, but there's a jump forward. Shows up from Saya player, finds Enzo. Tree now going to be opened up. Yampi arrives, gets himself situated at backside. So far, T1's just taking their time committing forward. They open the door, they start pushing up. Flash goes in, not going to find anything as Yampi has swapped over inside center site. Rossi catches Nats, trying to push down from stairs. Saya player, Guardian in hand, takes out Yampi and Mystic. Uh-oh. TP's up on top of the box, and the headshot is instantly found. That means it's just Keiko. Needs to try to hold on to this Vandal.
Yeah, you definitely have to hold on to it at this point, right? This is your first buy round. You've really bought down all the way down to 0 for several teammates. It's a 1v5. There's just no hope. Nico just going to wait, see if he can get a cheeky kill.
Got him.
Does he have an exit?
Does find one. Rossi, though, wrapping around from behind. Does manage to survive, so they take away all of the weaponry here from Team Liquid. And given that Izu's the one that died, he was getting a free upgrade. Didn't have to, really buy anything other than that Sheriff into the round. So, cost-wise, T1 looking damn good so far.
And I love this play, right? You suspect that there could be spam coming through, so you blast pack in through the door. Not trying to get far, but you're trying to get up in the sky so that you don't just get sprayed down. You're able to shoot off that showstopper. Really heads-up play here from Saya player and the team. Team Liquid had an interesting choice. They activated the revolving door on C side just to make sure that T1 stays on A, but it didn't do much damage.
Aftershock sent Saya player. You're back rubble, but they should know he's still going to be in this location. The Marshals, the main firepower that they have so widely, still just have to try to back away.
Oh, and Izu's already drawing so much attention, right? He puts up those fake smokes on the side of C. He's still watching on the lurk. They're not only relying on the trademark. Izu could do a lot of damage here against Team Liquid on the back.
Triple push now through tree. So still watching from behind. Xcurit just staring down towards stairs with that operator in hand. Has that trademark set up behind him. Real way around that one. So Plant coming through. Shock darts not going to do anything to dissuade. The opposite side of the box, so Carpe walks away unscathed.
And look at these angles they're holding as well. Everyone covering each other on multiple levels so they can always get the trade.
That flash, finding Keiko, side player now trying to look to push the rope. Gets a little bit of damage across there as Enzo down to 14. He does fall, so Flawless not going to be coming through, but Isu holds the baby door. The push out of the smoke from Rossi is good, catches the enemy Sova, and T1 will now move up 4-0.
I mean, sure, they have the better weaponry, but look at the way they hold the post plant. Look at the way they move off of each other. Saya's holding right from below. Carpe's there to be able to swing from either side for the trade. Rossi's holding from tree. And then at the end, just to put the nail in the coffin, Rossi even goes for the fake revolving door, try to bait out anyone from baby door, and then he swings back out as well to get the last kill. I mean, these are layers on layers of the post plant. And Team Liquid, they're going to have to start talking to figure out how they break through this.
I'm surprised to not see the timeout call here from Emil, but likely going to wait and see if they can win out this round. See if the team can make the proper adjustments themselves, and that's already a good start. Mystic just spraying through, managing to find Excurate, and that puts the operator down on the floor.
Yeah, Excurate suspecting someone might cross on the ground, but wasn't quite ready for the shadow step, and it's a good first step here for Team Liquid.
Solid beginning, but Excurate gone. That's what T1 wants to decide to do. Looks like they're going to shift back over here towards A, but Keiko now, he's posted up with the operator. And it's going to be bad as they swing in, nearly gets the collide, but Rossi will be taken down, his first death of the game.
Yeah, so they wanted to just regain some control. Wasn't quite suspecting the operator, though. Now they know, and they do damage with it.
Push up to the corner, and somehow Enzo gets that kill. The headshot comes through, and Carpe is a little bit too whiffy. Takes him down to 8, but can't find anything. Seems like now should be a flawless round here for the side of Team Liquid. Izu completely corralled, being surrounded, the paranoia connecting. He's trying to play up here against the wall. But the swing around is coming through as well. He's about to be attacked from behind. There's one, can't quite snap on for the second. Yampi will take him down, so a singular casualty here in the round, but the operator is recovered, and Liquid will find themselves on the board.
Okay, so holds on to the timeout, having trust that the operator will help stabilize things, and it does, right? Going for that aggressive rubble control, you have this composition. Oh, the nice ping on the recon as well.
Yeah.
Everything working out. But that way they were able to hide the operator. So T1, they get drawn back in for some area control. Run right into the scopes of Keiko.
Very nicely done. Great aggression there from Liquid. Looks like not going to be going for it again, no. I say that. Mystic is right back over the top. Shock Dart going to be sent in. Straight, yeah, seeing that jiggle peek. Signs not to try his luck again.
And Enzo took quite a bit, it seems, from Rossi as well, and that spam threw back and forth, so he's on his back foot.
They're backing away. Dog will spot him out. Actually gets the daze, but Paint Shell stops him from pushing forward to try to find a punish.
Oh, Team Liquid's ready for this, though. This is all planned out from Team Liquid, right? Force the rubble out, have the op and B so that they have to go at least check C, but now if they run into the nanoswarms, they run into the fault line, once it comes back online, the aftershock available as well, it's going to be a lot of time spent.
Second shows up on the side, but he's flashed. Takes so much damage from the nanoswarms in the net. Finds him, but Yuppie just guns down 4. I need to see that one again. Swings out from back box and just absolutely rips him to pieces. Good lord.
Yeah, the flash just keeps Saya blind the whole time. He has to hide away, so he's not able to clear the back of sight. And then Yampi, the fault line came online right before the entry happens. He has it lined up and ready to go. Look at this. They just all get stunned up at the entry.
Absolutely disgusting from Yampi. Slamming him into the ground for a flawless round.
Thank you.
T1 now.
Man.
First strings are just going to get tighter and tighter. Liquid look to continue running this one back. Yampi, Rolling Thunder very much online now.
Yeah, T1, good adjustment, though. So they realize it's going to be the same set of abilities every time from Rubble. Draw the fault line, draw the paranoia, and instantly go to the other side. The thing is how prepared are they for that ultimate you mentioned, the Rolling Thunder?
Welcome to my world.
Okay, Cosmic Divide in with the pit. Being escorted forward. Boombot scouting for them just a bit, but now Rolling Thunder at the ready. Carpe relocating for just a brief moment. Spike now planted. Do they expect the angle is the question. Most of them pulling back out over towards Mound. Rolling Thunder going to go across. Catches onto 2. Carpe knocked up out of the pit for a brief little moment. Mystic goes forward with the shorty in hand, managing to take him down. Now they're on the hunt, though, trying to locate the rest of the team. Saya player playing a very close position, but Nats actually flushes him out. In the meantime, though, Mystic taken down. Yampi shorty finds Izu. Rossi dead. The pit now dropped. Showstopper goes to Excurate. He gets annihilated. And with 3 players left standing, Liquid have plenty of time to get to the fuse.
So T1 clearly very well aware of the possibility of that Rolling Thunder. They had most of them already out right at the entrance of the pit, just ready to pounce after the Rolling Thunder comes out to dive right back in. But Mystic gets an early kill, which means they can't flood the pit back, right? They have to just stay at the entrance, and at that point, it's just funnel for funnel. Sure, Team Liquid, they're constantly getting decayed, but they're able to just pick out the right fights, kind of skirting around the outside, around the lower part of the site. Picks out Saya as well.
Default, not default, sorry.
Right here, just with the straw. Oh, saw the barrel.
I was curious about it. We cut away. I was going to say, I think Saya might show a little bit. Does end up getting taken down, and whoop. Try that again. It's fine.
Oh, well, I mean, Team Liquid definitely knows they haven't crossed yet, so that's just going to sit there for future proofing for Rossi.
Keiko getting very far forward now. He's continuing to push up.
I mean, if Team Liquid can win this round, yeah, that's the econ starting to crumble here for T1.
Ending ahead.
Side player picked off. Fault line. Ending on a 1. Enzo just continuing to spam, and he gets Carpe through the wall.
Rossi only down to 24 as well.
Oh, this gun is nonsense.
It's beautiful.
Poison's on.
You need to go hang out with Mitch, man.
I'm down with it. You know what? Anyone that uses Judges and Odins,
Birds of a feather, you two.
join me. Join me in our battle here.
Well, that sends T1 packing all the way across over towards the C site now. Daniel Swarm set up right up on top. None blocking the entryways.
And T1, they're just going to try to put some pressure, keep them tied up at A. At the end of the day, they're just going to have to creep into a site if they want to go for it at all. However, with 30 seconds left, no race to break in, no flashes from Carpe. I think
and calls made to save.
Yeah, exactly.
And too many valuable weapons, the Operator and the Odin in hand. They will just look to hold on to these. I don't think Liquid not going to be too concerned with going on a hunt, it would seem.
Yeah, I think they're happy with just how the overall flow has changed here. So while, sure, you could do a little bit more economic damage, we'll see a couple members creeping out now at the very end. They're not going to agree too hard for it. Oh, all right. Call's made.
You know what? I don't think I want to push this angle anymore, says Nats. Swings out, and okay, well, Izu will be able to find him. And the rest of the team not going to be able to push up, so they do manage to find a kill, but now we find ourselves tied up 4-4. The run back here from Team Liquid with no coach intervention has been so impressive to see.
And the double op. They want to send a message here to T1.
Wait. In Nats' hands, though?
Wait, in Nats' hand?
Yeah, Nats is going to be running it.
Okay, I mean, listen, Killjoy op. We're no strangers to that anymore. It makes sense in theory, but Nats, that's the surprising factor. Now, that does give him a lot of room to work with on C. He can buy a lot of time, still has a lockdown for the retake as well.
Fault line catching on to everyone. There's the ping. No one able to clear. Mystic dropping down low, tries to TP back out. Still someone in the open, but the punish was not available. Nade goes through, jump down, full flash out onto this Omen, but no one able to swing the corner now. Carpe going to be forced into the open, and that's just 2 kills instantly found for Team Liquid. The Saya player also falls. Xcrit trying to get over here onto the far side of Rubble, try to get an angle. Yampi behind the box, but as he peeks, Keiko is already holding the line. Kill comes in, and Liquid now about to take the lead with 5 consecutive rounds won.
Yeah, and the scariest part here is I don't think they've spotted the Operator on C either, so T1's in for a rude surprise in the coming rounds. This one's surely all but over.
And just sprays away. Enzo didn't even realize that he got the second kill. Had to do a little bit of a double take, but it's a flawless for Liquid to get themselves in the lead.
Taking a page out of T1's book, and we talked about the possibilities. Originally, we assumed it would be Yampi if there's ever a double op here, but even Nats picking one up for his own and coming into play in future rounds. Just look at this hold. I mean, look at the way they're holding that. They know the only way to break through this is to peek out wide since the close angle has already been cleared. And this is just the power of that Operator, the Odin, all of that combined, including the fault line as well. And now they say, okay, that Rubble fight, it's not advantageous. Let's push the weak side, but how weak is it?
Okay, Nats going for the timing shot, but ends up splitting the difference right between 2 players. So for now, T1 gains some forward presence outside of C. Flash in, spotting nothing. Nade up over the top. Nano Swarms are there, though, and side player has to drop back. Now the lockdown going to be used. It's a little bit of a more shallow one.
Yeah, they can stay in the site, and Team Liquid, surely they have to account for this, because they can't assume that they've just rotated out. Yep, the fault line, right on point.
Fault line goes out. Snake bite to try to prevent any wraparound out from Waterfall to front site. For now, just Trying to cut noise, but again, that operator here, they know about it. Nat sent out that one shot. Now they have absolutely confirmed its presence over at Waterfall.
So now Team Liquid, a bit of a tough retake that they have to work with 2 operators. You want to make sure that they don't give any more space.
Slam to the corner. Carpe can stick this one, but he's still going to take about a tick of damage. Actually, no, even more.
Whoa!
Fell so low as Mystic shows up, finds 3 kills on the hunt for more. Shorty in hand. Gets the tap, gets the finish, on for the ace. Excurate has been noted. Line sends him into the corner. How heavily do they want to go for it? Well, doesn't matter. Mystic has got it. Gets the ace as Enzo gets the defuse, and Team Liquid will lock in 6 rounds in this half.
Mystic in prime condition today. You know, he's had quite a storied career in Valorant as well, and a lot of fans of Mystic himself, they stayed faithful. They said, we still believe in this guy. Look at the way they work these smokes against T1. I mean, the spray down, just holding it, assuming that they're going to be crowded around that entrance.
I love that he even just was like, well, I'm going to destroy the rendezvous, even though it doesn't matter. Was he going to do teleport directly in front of you?
I want to make this harder for myself, just in case.
Wow. That will draw out a timeout at long last. It feels like this is very long overdue. I thought the Team Liquid should have called one earlier on, but I was very much wrong in that regard, because this has been a 6-round run back, all consecutively.
Yes. I mean, as soon as that operator came online, they decided that was the timing that Team Liquid wanted to start to pressure Rubble. Before that, they were happy to just kind of throw out abilities but not push forward. Once the operator came online, they knew that they could either plant on Rubble or hold the other side with the operator, and that's exactly what happened. Operator on B, Rubble fight for Team Liquid, and they start to just hammer it home, and T1 have not found the answer yet for that Rubble control.
Players having a final chat here amongst themselves as we get ready to go back into this one. Still potential for T1 to turn this around a bit, but you can see cash-wise, things have been pretty rough for them. Excurate with that tour de force available, though. We'll look to put that to use.
Team Liquid.
Look at the stack.
Yeah, I mean, they're reading it off the timeout. They're saying, okay, T1, their biggest homework is to figure out what to do here about Rubble control, and they say, well, we're just not going to make it easy at all for you guys.
Already just forcing them off the position. Everybody now going to go sprinting over towards the C site, which Wiley is open. Yampi looking like he's going to be the first one to really arrive in that position. Keiko trying to get over this so that he's got a line set up for that operator. Now Trailblazer jumping forward. There's at least one. Now they know.
Oh no.
As well, that off is going to be there. Hunter Sphere going to be opened up here from Enzo, looking for the shot. And Carpe and Rossi both nearly taken out by that final volley.
Yeah,
but you managed to survive.
Trying to do just some extra damage. Now Team Liquid, they are able to hold on to the back. They still have Mystic on the lurk as well.
Isu rushing forward, finishes off Yampi, had been whittled away at by side player Spam. Finish the job, Excurate. Goes ahead and gets a kill, Nat's going to be taken out. Odds of the hold looking pretty good here for the side of T1 as Carpe maybe contemplating going for this swing, but against the Odin, will be quite bold. Swing in, and so will be met with Excurate. Mystic does a quick little TP jiggle peek, finding one, but side player's not ready for him to come swinging around the left side of Mount. Push comes in, Keiko takes out 2. It's all on Excurate. Carpe, but he's getting down. The drawdown runs out of bullets. And Carpe with the classic. Will barely scrape by. 6 HP for him to survive and get the round win. But my God, like T1, they lost so much in that round. It's going to be half armors across the board pretty much.
A very costly but very needed win here for T1. Still gives them a glimmer of hope to try to tie things up 6-6. So the idea was go for Rubble again. If there's a fast push, they don't have the lockdown anymore. There's no Rolling Thunder. Rush to C. They didn't quite account for the Hunter's Fury. It got some damage in, but Saya was able to at least get into the site, plant down, and eventually they lead it to a post-plant scenario.
Far closer than it felt like it needed to be, but Liquid again exerting that early pressure over here towards a main. Snatch control, and once again this does send Team T1 attacking over towards C. Showstopper at the ready, Cosmic Divide also available. Carpe just looking to get that orb. You can go for the plant, get that spike down, they will have Seekers to use.
Yeah, but look at Izu. He's reading this adjustment from Team Liquid that there might be a heavier lurk coming in, and that's exactly how Team Liquid decides to try to combat the C plant. Izu, if he can get the double.
A lot of pressure on him. He's not going to be able to find one. Takes Mystic down to 70, and now Enzo with the spray. Coming up with 70. Yampi. Oh, he gets a 2-for-1 special. Rossi and Carpe both fall to the wayside. Now it's all on Execurate, who's been spotted, stunned. TP's back, and then instantly dies. A flawless round to end the half. As Team Liquid will go ahead and lock in 7-5.
Neck and neck, although, you know, it didn't look like in terms of how the rounds came through, right? 4 in a row for T1 after the pistol. But then once that op comes online, once the rubble control starts to come into play for Team Liquid, they string together 6. And I will say, you know, obviously even the 5th round win for T1, it was just on a dime. But Team Liquid being aware.
Nice little drag across from Yampi. It's just been rewarded with so many multi-kills.
And I think this is what we saw in terms of how is Team Liquid staying just a step ahead in front of T1. I think it's much more that they understand what their win conditions are, not just in this current step, but the steps moving forward, right? So you decide, okay, if we go into rubble control, this is how we win rubble control. However, C-side is left open. We buy enough time, we do some damage with this utility, but the biggest thing is just don't let them push through either waterfall or, of course, the back of site. Don't let them get through spawn. Just hold in that smoke. They're going to have to put up a smoke to enter the site, so just stand in there, and then let's base it off of, does our lurk work or not? If the lurk gets a kill, we can just hold. If it doesn't, then we can relocate. But there's just these extra layers in terms of the macro play that's allowed them to stay one step ahead in the playbook.
Some eyebrow raises there from Keiko.
He's having fun. I mean, a great game from him so far.
Great game from everybody right now on the side of Liquid. I mean, hell, another ace. I don't know how many we've had so far in the tournament. It feels like 4.
Yeah, I want to say maybe just about 1 per day, yeah.
We had buzzes yesterday, which was an insane one.
Crazy. Couldn't believe my eyes.
But already top of the day here on day 4. We get one from Mystic. It's been a huge performance from him.
Yeah, a rare Omen ace, right? Not even as a clutch, just going through it, battling it all out on the front lines.
Well, now we go in for yet another pistol round here to see if Liquid can even that score line up, take one step closer towards closing out their map pick with relative ease.
And this is one of the things that the Killjoy can shine in, right? It's just you have your pick in terms of watching for those lurks with that turret.
Okay, quick clear. That's what you want out of your supports when you're trying to get this forward angle. Boombot does get cleared out, but given that it was locked on to Execute, they should anticipate that there's going to be somebody on this left side. Tries to go for the timing shot. Does hit Yampi.
Yeah, that allows Carpe to just kind of sit close. Trying to pinch on.
Oh my goodness. Sends a pop flash, but Enzo just pre-fires it. Now the swing up from side player. He's not going to find anything. Suddenly, Izu's the last man standing.
Team Liquid had the read on this. They knew that the potential was there for that pinch. We've seen it so much in this tournament overall. But also coming out from T1 and Team Liquid, not a stranger to it.
What a blink and you miss it around. Granted, everybody on Team Liquid quite low, but pushing out of the smoke is going to prove to be rather difficult. And without Izu being able to get the jump on one person, pick them off, he's not able to try to whittle away the ranks. So 3 players left standing. Team Liquid will, in fact, win a pistol round. So that puts them at like an 85% pistol win rate so far in the tournament.
Yeah.
Also puts them up to 8 rounds.
But look at this. Enzo, he hears the door, but then he even sees the guiding light, and he knows it's up to me to hold this side. My teammates have to watch the other. Some of them flashed out as well. But again, the preparation, the way they're spread out around C Mount, don't want to get pinched and just allow for a firing range through that door.
Execute just not ready for Yampi to be pushed all the way that far forward, so just gets tagged from behind. Ping comes down. This time they couldn't clear the dart, so they know exactly what Execute wants to do. That's one of the things that we didn't really see too much, I want to say, in that opening series was Execute having to be repositioned. We always pretty much saw him playing around this C side of the map, and okay, pushes up, wins out versus the Marshall. The headshot does come through. Side tag down to 25, but also managed to find a kill on the Keiko. So a decent start here for the side of T1.
Oh, I love that Rossi's holding on to that extra snake bite, though. Doesn't want to waste too much time. Wants to make sure they get more info.
Now they know. Double push up there towards stairs. Yampi going to be taken down. Put the spike down for a brief little moment. Nat's there to retrieve it, but now 4v1 as Mystic all on his lonesome.
Now it comes out. I mean, just good hold on that ability to make sure you waste time when you need it most. Run down the clock.
Right-click shots, painting a bit of a picture there around Mystic. He's able to find one. Weapons still not recovered here, 4T1. So it's still just the 2 marshals in the Classic.
30 seconds left.
Very doable for Mystic if he can find the first kill.
Paranoia at the ready. That's going to get the catch here on to Izu. He's able to find the elimination with relative ease. Fakes the TP. Saya player now staring up towards rope.
Oh, with the smoke.
Excurate now swinging the angle. Scope in, but he's running out of time. He's got to try to play for it now, but Excurate will be able to find him. It's a thrifty for T1 to go ahead and shut down the anti-eco from Team Liquid.
A big round win for T1, and a lot of it kicks off with Excurate being able to catch the flank. He peeks out, dodges the first shot, and then he's able to land the headhunter. Of course, Saya at the same exact time picking out the entry kill against Keiko. I mean, these two sharp shooters on the side of T1 once again giving a little breathing room for the rest of the team.
Nice job, guys. Let's go. Let's start comeback. Let's go.
Here, Rossi Ivan the Nuts start the comeback.
Well, major advantage in the weaponry department here for T1. One buying down too low here on the side of Team Liquid. Snake trying to push forward. Mystic actually still going to be able to find one, but Carpe gets him, gets Nats as well to boot. Swing around on that left side of Rubble. And we'll be able to pressure him out. Now the swing forward. Yappy again.
Oh, no.
Being the hero. Kills 3 with the Guardian. And now it's all on Rossi. The HP bar so low. And he does have that Odin in hand. I mean, between all 3 players, 65 HP. Even the snake bite will pretty much insta-give them.
They're all crowded into tree as well.
Does he read it? Does he just go for the wall bang? He's starting to open up. Swings it around the left side, but it just doesn't hold it far enough.
Oh, the relocate. Team Liquid one step ahead.
We get in behind the trade, the drone on the hunt. The spray continuing, finds one. Yampy tagged low. 17 HP now on him. The back away. 27 bullets remaining. 27 HP on the enemies.
Oh, but Yampy's
Swings
relocating.
back and Keiko is there. Saves the round. The Odin will not get it done. Keiko will take that into his own hands and hand that off to a teammate here in all likelihood, but good lord, what a back and forth, but it's once again Yampy coming up huge.
Yeah, massive round for Yampy. And T1 being a little overconfident, right? They lose Saya, and after you get the initial kills, Carpe thinks, okay, we can still just spray them down, easy to just cover my side, but he's way too out in the open, susceptible to these double swings. And after that, Izu can't pick his targets either.
18-6 and 7. The battle breach showing up to play. And once again, heavy presence getting ready to push up here towards A. 3 members on Team 1 ready to greet them, though.
Yeah, they will have a Vandal on site as well. Team Liquid, that could be their bane if they want to push all the way through.
Tap on the door, it's going to be the boom bot for now. Saya have to clear, so they keep the Vandal hidden for the time being. Poland at the ready as they want to break Baby Door, pivot over in towards B.
Snakebite buys enough time, but I think Team Liquid, I mean, they have their pick still, right? They haven't quite gotten enough confirmation. They know the Viper is on B, and they know one member is on A, but not much more than that.
Saya waiting, playing this one out patiently. Nebula still holding. Recon Dart not spotting anything now. Push starts coming through.
Oh, it's so good. Just a bouncing back and forth, constantly just making sure T1 can't start to stack and fill the site just yet.
Double creep up. Swing onto the corner, Excurate does manage to find one, but Mystic and Yampy going to be answering back as Yampy gets himself a second elimination. But Excurate finds 4. Rolling Thunder comes in, Yampy gets himself a third, now in a 1v1, 30 HP versus a Ghost. Oh my god! What a disgusting headshot from Rossi to win the round. T1 will fire back and keep this one damn close, now 9-7.
Team Liquid did everything they could to make sure T1 wasn't ready in the site. However, they didn't do enough. They didn't have enough solid information on how many members would be nearby, and T1 makes a correct choice of let's just hold that stairs. That way we can go to either side. And Excurate was still holding that C side. He was still near the waterfall in C link. Able to get that first kill, opens things up, and after this Rolling Thunder, the hero Poison Cloud from Rossi and a nice flick.
He didn't even have to headshot him, but he did it anyway. Gorgeous there from Rossi.
Incredible.
We move forward.
Yeah, and after a round like that, I mean, lots to share. And I think that's probably the first thing you want us to talk about is, sure, you can try to fake him out all you want, but you didn't really have any solid information.
I don't blame my graphics person. They had the wrong score initially.
Oh, was it?
Because they were like, well, surely Team Liquid wins this round. But yes, it is in fact 9-7. And yeah, I think Emil, I mean, even in the win, versus the first map win versus Fancy United, Paperton and I were just, during the break going back to the green room, we walked through the player room and we could hear him talking about like, okay, like we never should be doing this. And it's like, okay, you guys just dominated, 13-6 or whatever it was, maybe 13-5. But Emil's, he wants to just reinforce as close to perfect play as you could possibly get.
I mean, that's how you get to lift that trophy, though, right? We saw it from Mini back when he was on Fnatic.
Exactly. So seeing the scrappiness and the de-evolution of some of these rounds, how they've broken down, definitely wants to get involved and make sure that they're just maintaining protocols, make sure that they are not letting things get too fast and loose.
So that player does have a read on this smoke that can be abused.
Pushes up. Don't think that drone will have spotted him. Boombot as well, not going to be noting anything, so he gets to rest in this position for free for now. Flash at the ready shoulder. Showing on, it's the hand, but the hand is all you need as Xcurate will be able to find a second kill off screen.
And at this point, Team Liquid, sure, they still have the turret, but they have nowhere else to go. They have
the flash pack forward, the instant shutdown. Saya is there. Izu spraying away. Will be able to catch another glimpse of Enzo as the flash expires. And it's a very fast round here off the back of the Liquid timeouts. T1 now within touching distance, 1 round from tying us up.
Good adjustment against the enemy's timeout. They make the correct read that this time they want to pressure a different part of the map. You're still holding on to B with the operator. I mean, kind of a different variation from what Team Liquid did. Excellent shots from Xcurate, of course. Just going for the anti-flash and immediately swinging back out.
Let's go.
Strong start. Weaponry, though, still in the hands of Liquid, and if this map has taught us anything, is that the weaponry doesn't really matter that much. Both teams putting up some crazy low-cost rounds. Rossi around the corner, just healing back. Doesn't want to get hit by this dart. Meanwhile, TP coming through, but yeah, okay, quick cancel. Wisely done there from Mystic, because Izu was right around the corner.
But they're having faith that that's enough to empty the site, and, it's a little bit of an assumption, but a pretty healthy one, I would assume. So this plant will be able to go down now. Showstopper available from Saya.
They storm in. Empty control. I mean, look at just this dump of utility over towards Waterfall. Showstopper now with the ready, but no satchels to really try to carry him forward, so it's a bit slow going. Push up, Keiko trying to establish some control towards Waterfall. Won't find much. Rossi burns him down. Brace coming in. Push up here into the smoke. Carpe just gonna get fished out. Yampi spraying away, finds him. Now side player caught off guard by Nats. Push up into the smoke, and Izu will be able to hold the line. Xcurate gets one. Hunter's Fury going across. Enzo hits Izu. The shot from Xcurate takes down Mystic. Now Xcurate's covering fire is there. Gets himself a third, and the fuse comes in. And T1 tie us up at 9-9.
I was getting a little concerned at the first half, Xcurate not having too many chances to even have a fair fight, but once he's able to go back on the defense, once he can just be that living turret here for T1, he is back in prime form.
Defending side, looking good with the chamber. Unfortunate for Carpe, but Yampi just knowing, okay, well, there's a smoke here. Somebody's got to be moved up at this point.
Look at that movement, too, around the Hunter's Fury.
Excellently done. But now we find ourselves tied. Still 2 more timeouts in play, 1 for either team. Let's see who is going to be forced to pull that trigger first. There's T1 looking to give DL a bit of their own medicine. Side player holding the line, comes up with 2 kills. Mystic able to reply with 1. Enzo putting that Bulldog to use, gets 1 as well. And that's now can grab a gun, but only 45 HP in a 1v2. Xcurate going to be approaching from behind. Rossi right now hovering in that defender spawn. Lockdown is available. If Nats can bring this to a 1v1, he will almost certainly invest that ultimate, but actually looks like he's going to do it in advance.
wonder if he wants to push out off of it, though. Ideally, like you said, he wants to even this out to a 1v1, but there's just no reaction, so he goes for the plant first. This is going to make it certainly tougher for Nats.
Using the time to at least get the ideal setup for himself. Fight lands. It's a little bit of extra damage down onto him.
He's going to wait to go back in. That's his only shot. The mind games are online.
Killed my bot.
Another bite goes out. Now the Nano Swarm used. Spirit swinging around on the line. He's looking over towards straight. Now looking back towards drop. Like maybe they've sussed it. No. The headshot's there, and Nats nearly had it lined up but couldn't pull the trigger. Rossi will stop him dead in his tracks, get the defuse, and T1 will regain the lead. An operator should also be able to be retained and carried over. Looks like he won't go for it, though. Either way, Xgrit, plenty of cash in the bank. The T1 first team to hit double digits.
Yeah, like you said, just barely scraping that by. The setup from T1, I mean, Sire player was just going to be the sacrificial lamb, right? He was meant to be the scout there for the pop flash, and it initially looked pretty good. Of course, some dicey trades, and the mind games were very close here for Nats, but just didn't have enough health, really.
Hit now over towards C. Fault line sent. Keiko looking for the rush forward here, but doesn't have that showstopper. Could grab the orb and have it online, though.
Yeah, and T1, hopefully they've calculated this. I think they just want to send all their ultimates this round so that they can make sure they get one step closer here.
Now Carpet is going to be scouting, see if there's anyone playing forward. There is. Mystic taking quite a bit of damage there, now knocked down to 45 HP. Side player just going to be holding the boom bot for now. Wants it for later scouting use. Smoke comes in. Xgrit going to be shifting over to the far side of Rebel. This puts him out of his rendezvous. It's just a step away from it, though, but the swing comes in, the headshot hits. That's going to be one dead chamber.
Yeah, but here comes that breach utility. It looks like it's getting lined up for Rebel right on top.
Drone flying, looking for him. Not sure if it spotted him. It certainly didn't get a dart off.
Only 40 seconds left as well, and Team Liquid, they just have no information.
Okay, well, they get that much.
Yeah, but with that, I mean, T1, yeah, the Seekers can come out. Again, they were prepared to send every ultimate to buy time. They are prepped and ready to block this B site.
Shock sent, Carpe pulling the trigger before that flash can hit. Does find Keiko, but Yampi quick to reply. Takes down the enemy Sky. And now they're in such a rough spot. It's like, well, you either play forward here into this B site, which they're going to do as Isu quickly comes up with 3 kills. But it was that or pivot towards C where the pit was still waiting for you.
Yeah.
T1 will mow them down.
They never picked up that showstopper during the middle of the round. Got it now off of the death, but that does call for a timeout. And I gotta imagine from the coach's perspective, you're probably just pounding at your screen right now because you just look at the clock and you're like, you have no information at 40 seconds. You have to at least make a play. You can't just hope that T1, flubs it. And Team Liquid just looks like they were at a loss as to what the next course of action has to be.
Tell me that they were all blind.
Yeah, wow.
Well, sometimes when the enemy is just pushing through a choke, you don't need sight. You just need to hold down M1 and pray.
I mean, you knew what the assignment was, right? You knew the assignment is just hold left click, and then we will win the round. Yeah, here we go. Emil heated up after that one. And I don't blame him, because here's the thing. Some of the best rounds we've seen from Team Liquid is when they do all this movement, but they're gathering solid information. And this time, they were constantly forced away from that information because of these ultimates. Sure, that's fair. Something like the Viper's Pit, you don't want to commit too much unless you have a clear way to break through it. But afterwards, they didn't quite take time into consideration, didn't have their next steps ready to go.
Well, we'll see if this one can help right the ship. Last timeout was called 4 rounds ago. And in between the 2 timeouts, it's been nothing but T1 victories in these rounds. Gonna need this one to end up working out to keep them in this one. Otherwise, Team 1 is going to get themselves up to map point. Yampi, 1 charge away from having that Rolling Thunder online. And oh man, what a flick that would have been. But Xgrit unable to find it. Actually, doesn't even take too much damage. Felt like he should have been ripped to shreds there, but walks away with 80 HP. In the meanwhile, T1 3-man shove coming out of A main. They're looking for this crunch.
Yeah, they do have the Cosmic Divide as well, so the remaining forces, ideally, they should have been able to empty it, but Rossi gets caught.
Okay, Saya will find Enzo, put some additional damage down onto Mystic. 31 health remaining for him. Showstopper Rocket not finding much of anything. Saya now also just one away from having his own ult.
Liquid needs to push out.
Yeah, they're starting to pivot around, wrap around in towards B, but Carpe will find Yampi, so while they're rotating out, they're still bleeding members dry. Izu, oh, what a counter straight from him! Just stops dead in his tracks and takes out Keiko. Now it's all on Nats and Mystic to try to close this one out. Spike gets planted. But they could absolutely end up being surrounded.
Yeah, I mean, they're going for the 1v1s at different angles just so they can still have two options to pinch onto the diffuser.
I mean, they could just Cosmic Divide, cut the map in half diagonally, block off that Heaven access as well as Baby Door.
I mean, that map point was so valuable.
So they're not going to go for it. Instead, Extrait is going to be inching forward, but Nats takes him down. Now the Cosmic Divide going to be invested. That util not there. Nats needs to try to push up, swings in, but Izu will once again find a 3K. And T1 will move up 12-9.
Great round from T1. The reaction just instantly sprint out of A. Use all your util on the way to make sure you never have to press on the brakes. They catch the backside here of Team Liquid. Even you get the comms, right? I mean, you had Excurate holding spawn.
Ugh.
Spotted no one in the site, you know they're going over to B, and oh, look at that hold.
I mean, they were running out of time. You know, they know that the defuse is being held, but if you'd gone for the night check on the wall, would have been able to get Carpe. TP forward here towards Rubble. Mystic taking very minor damage from the paint shells. Good amount of control is established here. With that Rolling Thunder, it could just end up being a very swift take. As Keiko, great opening shot. Drops the operator. That player gone, but there's a second one.
Now, they do have to be, I mean, Team Liquid, that does give them a little bit of an opening where they can, enter into the site and then hold on to the Rolling Thunder in the post plan. Just trusting the drone.
Put this swarm in and take this one. Also trying to see if he can catch anybody with the off here as Carpe trying to play off his own flash, ends up falling. That minor spray through the wall actually takes Nats down to 30 HP. So Izu with a decent read, just couldn't quite get the kill. Mystic now in a forward position over here at stairs, but Excurate swings out. Finds that one, but
look at this setup, right? Nats going all the way around because you have that Rolling Thunder. You know you can still play for time. So Nats has all the time in the world to go all the way around. Trademark not going to be activated because of that distance.
Yampi not getting tagged, and there it is. Nats coming in from behind, takes out Izu, puts the Odin on the floor. Excurate starting to back away. Nats just around the corner. He's wary about this, but he doesn't quite have the angle right.
Last player standing.
Swings out. Yampi still very much fired up. Gets himself 3 more kills in the round, and the Rolling Thunder crucially does not have to be used. So Team Liquid, they hold on to that, and they have other critical ults nearly online.
Yeah, that's huge. The fact that you didn't have to use that. Look at Yampi, 27 kills so far on the first map. We might even go into overtime here if Team Liquid can make it happen. But now, as you mentioned, you have other ults coming up close. Now you have some more leisure to work with. Maybe force the entry here with the Rolling Thunder. Set up some orbs in the plant for another ultimate.
Grenade!
Made out early. Very minor damage. Everyone otherwise healthy. Side player, Showstopper is online. He decides to pull the trigger on that one should the execution come in. There's the tap on the door. More being taken.
Huntress Fury.
So now having the ult, but Excurate this time. Able to take out Keiko.
That's the cue for Nats to start working towards another site, right? They don't have the raise for the explosive entry, so
he's double push into tree. Side player, if he pulls the trigger on it, he's going to. Rolling Thunder in response, he gets pushed back, but still, he's got a rocket in his hands. He's just waiting. He's running low, though, and they will be able to back away and get away from this. She doesn't even send the rocket out. Mystic somehow takes down Carpet, just charging in through that smoke.
And Nat's still holding the site, but he can't check. Up in B heaven.
Excurate just sat here. There's no more flashes, the fault line not available. That's trying to get into a position. The smoke comes down. Crucially, Mystic helping escort them forward. Plant now
30
coming in.
seconds
Expert looking like he actually wants to push that smoke, but it would almost
Spike
certainly be a
planted.
death sentence for him.
Yeah, Rossi, I think, making that call for him as well, just saying if we just hold this line, we can try to go for the retake. However, Saya needs to pick off the kills here.
Squeeze between two different players. Mystic watching the door. I mean, he can make the call, so Enzo knows to just continue watching this line.
No reason to overpeak from either side.
Breaking through here seems nigh impossible.
Yeah, looks like they're prepared for a save. Looks like they just want to do some more damage here, try to take away some weapons. Most of them still can healthily buy up.
Side player's suspicions very much confirmed there. Knows that he's made the right decision, and yep, it will just be the save. Nat swinging around towards that defender spawn. Looks like Xcurid hearing the footsteps will be able to take him down, and Rossi fishing. Does get Mystic, so decent damage dealt here on the back end. 3 members surviving for T1, 2 for the side of Team Liquid. But they get us just 1 round away now from that overtime, and they still have the Hunter's Fury, and now they have the lockdown.
Yeah, but T1 could call in the save, right? They wouldn't have all been able to buy out, especially not up to an operator. However, they have the Tour de Force online now, so we just saw the op drop right before the timeout was called. They got to imagine they're going to go for a double op setup once again. Tour de Force on one side, Saya player with the operator on the other. And, I mean, Team Liquid should be able to read this. You know, you look at the scoreboard, you see that ultimate online. You have to suspect it. T1 not a stranger to that setup. Here's to see what Team Liquid's answer is going to be.
For now, pressure on here for T1 to try to just close out this map. End it right here, right now. Otherwise, we will be going to overtime, which is something that we've been treated to quite a bit in this tournament thus far.
We'll have to wait and see who comes out on top in that decision here. I love to see Xcurid also being very vocal during these timeouts, right? The newest member onto the team. Well, I guess Rossi technically joined later, but in terms of his career in Valorant, you know, not much to show even in the Challengers circuit. But still coming in confident that he's gelling with the team, that he has an idea of how to navigate his opponents here alongside his teammates. And there it is. Vandal even bought up for Xcurid as well, so he can be a bit more mobile after the initial hold with the Tour de Force. And it's going to be double ops on A. It looks like they just want to pressure that side. Make sure that robo control is absolutely theirs.
Right over here by Baby Door. That Trailblazer moving forward and seeing absolutely nothing in A lobby, so already Saya player
very quick
about to arrive over at the C site.
Yeah, the initial hold and then you pass it over to the Tour de Force. I love it. The rotate is very early. This could catch Team Liquid off guard.
You should
run. Flash, Side player not quite going to be able to get away from that one. Lockdown now invested. Wants to just try to stay on this line. See if he can catch anybody coming through, but they don't see anybody yet. Liquid playing this out very patiently for the last few seconds. And they actually do get a detained catch onto one. Thing coming down. Paranoia across. Keiko's clipped by that one.
Spike planted.
Yeah, that doesn't allow him to push through any further, so they're going to have to hold from C Mound. They do have the Hunter's Fury and T1. No one on the flank to catch that.
There's no approach from behind whatsoever. Full shove out from that defending side. Get themselves forward onto the site. Nano Swarm, first one going to be popped. Carpe trying to get himself up close. Sends out the pop flash, goes rushing forward, and Carpe does find 2. Nat's able to take him down. But this opens things up here for T1. Xcurid, however, falling. Hunter's Fury crashing across. Rossi going to be eliminated. Side player with the off swing. Does find Nat. Keiko, however, pushes up onto the side. Saya takes him down. It's all on Enzo. No shock darts. The hold is coming through, but Enzo, he manages to finish him off. It's 12-12, and we go to OT.
Man, what a retake from T1. Such heroic plays here. Carpe with the swing on the pop flash gets the double, and at that point, you start to believe a little bit. Rossi takes the hit on the Hunter's Fury just to get the half done. Gives them a bit more hope. However, the biggest thing to me was as soon as they saw Carpe pop out, Keiko said, all right, I'm going to go on the flank. You have the Hunter's Fury. Buy me time, and I will be that insurance plan. And it comes into play. It gets him enough time where Saya just has to stick at the end.
You can hear them calling for it there. Saya want to think like, okay, I can cover you, but then realizing Keiko was still up within the site. And that foils the plans there for T1. But now we go into overtime. No
Wow.
closer to knowing who is going to be winning this map.
Yeah, I mean, just good adjustments from both sides. You know, once they get the early couple reads on a couple of rounds here. And both of them clearly feeling a lot stronger on the defensive side of this map here on Lotus. So curious to see who's going to be able to crack the code a bit more confidently once they're on the attack. T1 will be first up to the podium.
Well, one more timeout added into the banks here for Emil and Autumn to utilize. I mean, it's so close, but it's also strange because oftentimes, you know, when we have these maps that are going down to the wire, when we get to overtime, it's been that pendulum swing back and forth style.
Yes.
This has just been so streaky from both teams.
I mean, both of them having a 6-round win streak at one point, right? Team Liquid took one in the first half, and both on the defensive side. So it just seems both teams, they take a little bit longer to figure out how to break through the defense.
You come to Asia, and then Lotus just becomes the defender-sided map.
Apparently.
I mean, it definitely helps for Xcure to be offing on that defending side, but...
I mean, same thing in Keiko.
I mean, Keiko's taking on the attack. I love this.
Yep.
Sorry, on the defense, it's Xcure on the attack. I love that, too.
Yeah, it's going to be op battles here on both sides. Both of them really valuing what that provides, especially on the defense. But I think Xcure is just saying, listen, give me this chance. Let me help break open the site. I know how to take these trades. I know how to hold these angles.
Happy.
But the
Just
turret's
behind the pillar. Turret will be cleared out. Now they know there's an open play. Jump around the corner, side play. Playing off the back of that flash beautifully, just fine. Nats gets taken out by Yampi, who's then quickly traded by Carpe.
Oh, but the
And so has the lineup, and it's just not fair. Gets the elimination, but Rossi's quick to trades. The man advantage still going to be here for T1.
Exactly, and you still have Izu as an insurance. He has a little bit more time. Both his teammates alive in the site. Now even Xcure exiting, so that buys him even more time. All theory points to T1 taking this round if Izu just doesn't get caught.
Yep. Right now, it's looking very good for him. He's creeping up around the back. Keiko showing no idea whatsoever. Was scoped in. Ends up getting taken down. The shorty from that distance. Not going to get the kill that Rossi was looking for. So Mystic will take him out, but Xcure it. He's got the lineup. He's got the kill. And T1 have got map point.
And the big change here was just creep up. Don't use utility, right? Don't fight for early control. Just creep into the site. A little bit of 2023 VCT Pacific T1 showing up here in their colors. That's what they used to do once they couldn't figure out how to break into a site. They just started to say, well, if we just all pile in right at the last second, they'll never expect it. Sure, Enzo, good Odin, but Rossi was somewhat aware of it, able to get that swing around as soon as he hears those shots.
Well, and that will be one of the final timeouts now being called here. Looks like it's actually T1.
Oh.
So Autumn wanting to just set a game plan going into what he hopes is this final round on defense to close things out nice and cleanly.
Curious to see. I mean, I think probably them also trying to talk through more so than their defensive setup. What is Team Liquid going to do here on the attack, right? That's always been the trouble here for both teams. And the big question is do you make the obvious call once again? Do you just go for a hard rubble push? We haven't seen too much pushes out of mid from T1. A large part of that is, of course, you've got the Killjoy on the other side with that turret. However, it could be enough to slow down the movements of Team Liquid. And if there's no turret, it could really open things up in terms of options here for T1.
Let's see if that's going to be part of the conversation as we get ready to go back in. See. Operator there, of course, for Xcure. And so continuing with these Odin shenanigans.
Still watching for any pushes out of mid here on the side of Team Liquid. It's the same setup that they had near the end as well on the very last round. Just set up for the early push out with the Operator on Rubble and allow Saya player to rotate quick to the other side of the map. Team Liquid, I think they might have heard the very end of that Trailblazer, so they're very hesitant right now in terms of their movement.
Scrant just all on his lonesome, inching his way forward. Rendezvous set up to take him back behind Baby Door.
Oh, this adjustment from Team Liquid, though. They don't want to give up the space for free.
Okay, the drone will come out first. It will get cleared, and that's going to be him TPing back. Now, though, TUL can start pushing forward and garnering some space for themselves as Keiko slows down 3 outside of C.
Taking that back.
Low HP remaining on him, but now has a showstopper available.
Oh, and without the spike getting planted, T1, they just have to wait. They don't know where it's coming from.
They're not sure which direction it's going to be. Showstopper does get popped early. Keiko suspecting that someone's still going to be hovering nearby, and he is correct and will be rewarded now, is on for an ace. Potentially our second one here of this match. Holding the line, Excurate. One standing between him, but man, he's instantly gotten it. A second ace for TL. And a second round of overtime.
Keiko all alone on that C side. You know, they just left 2. He's left after the pop flash comes out. T1 comes out swinging, gets the spray down on 3, and that just suddenly makes the round so much easier. Gets the anti-flash on his own. And
absolutely gorgeous control.
And the way they were set up too, right? Nats so far behind on Mount draws all the attention. And Keiko able to just focus on his own shots, but what a round from the Rays on the side of Team Liquid.
Alrighty. Well, now, all timeouts have been used. As Emil will get involved, likely say, okay, hey, by the way, good ace, but here's what we screwed up on that last event.
Personally, I like to see it, right? As long as the players and coach, there's a good level of trust. I mean, this is how you continue to improve. You can never get too relaxed. And I think also, you know, just trying to think ahead here, make sure you can think about both sides here. Got a little thumbs up from Emil, so you love to see that. But I love the change from Team Liquid. They say, okay, let's see if they push out of Rubble again. You saw nothing on B, nothing on C. Okay, that's the push out of Rubble. Let's see how they've been setting up after all the utility comes out. They find the operator, they push him back, and then they still have that backup option on the C side. A much better attacking round here in overtime.
It seems like, you know, very happy. Likely finding that all of the players are on the same page as far as what they want to do coming into this round.
I mean, yeah, this is just all-out brawl on Rubble. Team Liquid, they're just buying time on B and C side.
Opposite play once again. Fault line catching on to a few. And as they try to walk across, Enzo again finding a kill as that paranoia is so high value for Mystic. Takes down Carpe, strands the spike, push up into the smoke. Mystic finding another one. Runs out of bullets, tries to swap over onto the shorty, but just does not have a target. And suddenly it's all on Izu. The last man standing with 59 HP. And the spike's still on the floor, has to 1v3 to stop Liquid from getting themselves up to map point.
I have the spike.
A nigh impossible task with only 59 HP, like you mentioned, but he has to pick out these isolated duels, and first up, it's going to be Nats.
Turret will alert them. So Nats for now, checking over here towards Waterfall. Pings it. Draws Nat's attention back over towards B, but hasn't gotten any movement at all out of Yampi and Enzo. They are just feet planted, glued down, and Enzo will be able to get the kill. The plan comes to fruition here for Team Liquid, and now they find themselves at map point.
Been a little while since they had the lead, but finally one step away from taking the map. And you look at the composition, you look at things like the Odin. I mean, Team Liquid is always going to be advantageous when you go in an all-out brawl like this. I think T1 just thought we crept into C last time. Let's try to creep towards A this time. Surely they won't commit to the full fight because they hadn't in a while. I mean, good adjustment for Team Liquid trying to stay ahead of T1. Just catch them snoozing.
Carpe with the flash, not finding much of anything there as Enzo just continues to do the devil's work.
A little bit of construction. A little bit of interior design here on Lotus.
If you want to break down a wall, normally take a sledgehammer, but...
if it breaks, it breaks.
Okay, shot from Excurate. First one, not connecting. He wants to go for the re-swing, thinks better of it. Decides to pull back. The Saya player does find some peel on that pressure. Swinging out from stairs, takes out Keiko.
And T1 now just holding, getting prepared for the potential swing into B as well. You look at Izu, he's scouting for that. He knows that that's the weak spot on the map right now for the defensive team.
Going forward.
Need that back.
Searching, does get the tag there on a side player. He goes ahead, jumping back. He's going to rotate all the way around towards that C-Link
Trap
side.
destroyed.
Spike now planted. It's a shot. It's nearly there. Yampy lucky to get away with that one with his life. Mystic again, just taking a forward position here within his own smoke.
But these are the things that can really make or break the round.
Izu so low. If they double push, it's going to be a very easy transfer, but now Side Player will be able to find the headshot, but so will Nats. He shuts down Carpe, trying to push in through Baby Door. Extra now taking a close angle. Swings in, but Nats covering fire. Helps save his teammate's life. Showstopper at the ready. Sends it close. Side Player on for an ace, and he will get it, our third one of the map.
Holy cow.
As we go even deeper into this overtime. 14-14.
Switching sides.
What is going on between these players? 3 aces, 2 of them in overtime, and man, Saya Player, a heroic hold. I love what he does with the Showstopper as well. Doesn't risk it. You know the Odin's still online. He could just start swinging and spraying at any moment's notice. So he just plays for the timing here, starts to hear it. He's waiting for that trigger, then swings back out.
Absolutely unreal. I mean, what's the record for most aces in a series? If anyone knows that.
Oh, wow, yeah. Never even considered that.
Send that stat our way on Twitter, please. Or on X. Because I'd be very curious.
They go.
Okay.
The way out,
one, but yeah, can't get out. Sends the paint shells to try to slow them up a little bit more.
I have the spike.
Wait that out.
The good news is he did pick off the raise, right? So now this Killjoy utility going to find a lot more value. Nat's feeling a lot more comfortable to anchor down in sight, especially with the backup from Mystic.
Trailblazer getting spammed out. Cut back across here towards the A. Yampy the only one on this side of the map.
Oh, look at Enzo, though. He gets the read. He's like, there's no way they were so quiet. And now with Carpe dead.
Carpe, but yeah, Izu will be able to take him out. So Yampy gone, the A site broken open. Enzo nearby. Looks like this could end up being a B pivot. They're thinking about it, or at least inching that way for a brief little moment, but now it's just going to be a tap on the door.
Oh, but the Odin.
The Odin is here.
They don't know he's here this early.
No, they do not. He will be able to find one, but Rossi somehow continues to just be somewhat impervious to this Odin. He's always the one taking it out. Nats forward, up on drop, gets the kill, Execute. He's just got the AWP in hand. He's playing such a narrow line. Misses the shot, tries to pull back. Rescopes, gets that no-scope hit, but he was 1 HP, and it's an easy cleanup for Mystic. Team Liquid, once again, getting it up to map point.
You gotta get your teammates to buy you that shorty. Things might have been different. I know he was down to 1 HP, but he had the right idea. It could have been an amazing round. But at the end of the day, it really goes down to Enzo getting just like a half a second head start to start rotating before Carpe really tries to throw the full fake onto C site. That allows Enzo to already be on site, slows him down just another second, allows Nats to be positioned on Heaven, again, ahead of T1's own timer.
Here.
Oh. Now, okay, they're going double op setup here. 2 glass cannon players. Try and extend this OT even further. Last pack across rubble. Being spotted quite just yet. Enzo spamming, seeing what he can find over a tree, but side players are, or rather, Carpe's already pulled well back. Paint shells in. Saya distracted. The blue of the paint shells helping to block Yampy swinging out. Finds the opening kill. Tap on the door now. Execute, trying to see if he can spot anything over towards B. Nebula dissipating. Yampy holding the line. Comes up with another kill before falling. Keiko will find Carpe, and it looks like this might just be the end of this map.
Yeah, I mean, the setup from Team Look at 2 pairs right now working together. They have their pick of B or A site. They want to just be absolutely certain. They hear noise here on C-Link.
Execute finds a shot on the one, push into the smoke. Gets the no-scope on the Mystic. Now, Rossi holding it down at A. Swing in, Keiko will find the kill. Takes a bit of damage, but this spike plate gives him a showstopper.
Got the paint shells as well. So many ways to draw out time and the plant position. I mean, Execute has to check both angles. He has to clear one 100% before he can return to the spike.
And he's got to be quiet because he knows that that showstopper could come his way.
It's going to be activated on a timer. I mean, Xgrid, if anything, he's playing against time right now. He wants to check drop, but it's going to take too long.
I feel like he has to rendezvous. He has to be able to dodge this showstopper.
He has a good idea.
But he's running out of time. Looks like he's not going to be going for the setup. He's just going to be swinging the corner. Tries to go for it, but the rocket will connect. Keiko with the 3K will take Team Liquid across the finish line. What an opening map, 16-14.
Wow, and Team Liquid going for the throwdown on Lotus, saying, all right, we've both shown it. We have tape on each other. Who comes out on top? And it's going to be Team Liquid and Yampi crossing the 30-kill mark with 31 on the board. An absolute battle breach here to lead the forces of this EMEA squad as they lead 1-0 in this best of 3.
What an unreal beginning to this day. And granted, yeah, a couple delays at the top of the show, but effectively, I mean, we're an hour and a half into the broadcast, and we've just finished map 1.
And boy, what a map it was. We got all sorts of highlights. 3 aces, crazy op battles, really good entries, some good lurks as well. Mystic continuing to just be this mastermind with that Omen on all the maps he's played so far here at the AVL. I mean, all 10 players really playing up to their strengths and some good adjustments, especially in overtime, from both the coaching staff and the IGLs.
I mean, by the end, it was very much just a battle of perseverance.
Yes.
And just raw aim. Feels like the overcommitment into the operators here, biting T1 in the rear at the end.
Just a little bit. I mean, also just a good setup from Team Liquid, of course, using the paint shells as a smoke. Yampi, I mean, that was when things really started to pop off.
Very high-octane play the entire way throughout. But, I mean, if this is just a sign of what's to come in the rest of this series, then strap yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen, because we might have 2 more maps just like this. T1, of course, have their pick coming up next, which is Breeze. We've seen some very different looks across this map thus far, but we haven't gotten any looks on Breeze from either of these squads yet. So this will be a first showing for both Liquid and T1.
I mean, I gotta start to think that that chamber might be in play here for T1, right? You've got Xgrid. He's really enjoying playing that agent. Could play to their strengths. Could continue to try to invest heavily into the operator. Obviously, it's a high risk, high reward, and this time it doesn't pay off on the Lotus. But Saya, I mean, he has such a good round right before that as well with that showstopper with the ace. And listen, I give credit to Xgrid here, right? He goes for the double down, wants to just absolutely get the kill. He knows he has to duel it at some point, tries to catch him off guard, but at the end of the day, it's a rocket versus a sniper rifle.
Yeah, it's not having the time, not having that rendezvous. You have that in position, and you can TP away from the rocket, dodge that, survive. It could be a different story, but I mean, you can see just how even it was. 15 first kills apiece. It's the one thrifty in there. We had one that was pretty close, but not quite mathematically one. But as you mentioned, Yampi coming out huge, 31 kills across the 30 rounds played, and just a very strong performance from him on that breach.
Yeah, really started to lead the force here for Team Liquid in the defensive half. We saw that 4K just spray down with the fault line. Good util usage, able to use a lot of his fault lines and aftershocks early on to allow his teammates to set up, and then he's ready once the cooldown comes back. And good movement from both sides.
Yeah, well, that's map 1 out of the way. Breeze is going to be coming up next in just a few minutes. But first, of course, we and the players desperately need a break after that Lotus. So don't go anywhere, guys. AVL will return very soon. Everybody around the corner. Towards A, but Keiko now, he's posted up with the operator. This could be bad as he's swinging.
Online, the aftershock available as well. It's going to be a lot of time spent.
Second shows up on the side, but he's flashed. So much damage from the nano swarms in the net. Finds him, but Yuppies on the hunt for more. Shorty in hand. Gets the tap, gets the corner. How heavily do they want to go for it? Well, who's been spotted, stunned, TP's back, and then instantly dies. Flash at the ready shot. Showing on, it's a hand.
Jury.
Now having the ultimate. Go swing, just find Nat. Keiko, however, pushes up onto the side.
Zaya.
Zaya takes him down. It's all on Enzo. No shock darts. The hold is coming through, but Enzo can start pushing forward and garnering some space for themselves as Keiko nearby, and he is correct and will be rewarded now. Excurate, one standing between him, but man, he's his teammate's life. Showstopper at the ready, sends it close. Time player on for an ace, and he will get it, our third one of the map.
Holy cow!
As we go even deeper into.
나를 부르는 수많은 단어들.
페이커?
불사대마와 데빌력.
하지만 나를 가장 기쁘게 하는 건
상혁이야!
팬들과 소통할 때 나는 살아있음을 느낀다.
혹시 나랑 1대1 가는? 피지컬은 나쁘지 않는데 운영이 좀 아쉽네.
선수들과 직접 소통할 수 있는 개인 방송과 구독자 Q&A까지 아프리카 TV 팀페이지.
Một sản phẩm của Vct Off, xem miễn phí và bình luận trực tiếp trên online, nền tảng livestream các giải đấu thể thao điện tử. Cháy từng khoảnh khắc cùng với các streamer. Xem livestream vui hơn, tranh luận kịch tính hơn, thách đố dinh qua khủng. Online, nền tảng livestream tương tác bản quyền. Xem ngay tại online.vn hoặc tải ứng dụng trên App Store và Google Play. And let the heat just build. We fire making. Pyro on the scale. We fire making. And let the heat just build. We fire making. And we gon' turn this up and go to the fire making, fire making. And yeah, I'm cold, but oh, to the touch is molten. Told them gonna go dust them. Hit that flame emoji when I quote and don't you stop them. I'm talking run them up, double up, ain't no way gonna stop. And they cross for the plague and the days ain't cut nobody up. Whoa, kill flip mode. Hit my notes, me switch my flows on my road. Get gon' go, step on toes, just get my go. Straight facts if I cast it. Hook line if I'm captured. Yeah, I'm coming to get mine now. Going out as a champ, yeah. And let the heat just build. And we gon' turn this up and go to fire making, fire making, fire making, fire making, fire making, fire making. And let the heat just build. We fire making. Pyro on the scale. We fire making. And let the heat just build. We fire making. And we gon' turn this up and go to the fire making, fire making. And yeah, I'm cold, but everything touches golden. Leveling up with every cut is from the gut, the soul is burning hot. Just let this fire and let desire just swell this up and take control. And with this firing squad, I hope it's over. We fire making. We fire making. We fire making. And we gon' turn this up and go to fire making, fire making. We're fire making. We're fire making.
get your off in a rob, yeah. Gang, gang, I'm through your chest like I'm a monster. Bang, bang, get your off in a pop, yeah. Sick of my boy, I'm a monster. Knock, I'm at your door. I'm at your door, I'm a monster. Knock, I'm at your door. I'm at your door, I'm a monster. Nobody move, nobody gets hurt. Here's I say, nobody gets hurt. Lock 'em up, lock 'em up, lock 'em up. Tie 'em up, tie 'em up, tie 'em up. Lock 'em up, lock 'em up, lock 'em up. Tie 'em up, tie 'em up, tie 'em up. Ain't nobody coming for ya. Ain't nobody coming for ya. Lock 'em up, lock 'em up, lock 'em up. Tie 'em up, tie 'em up, tie 'em up. Lock 'em up, lock 'em up, lock 'em up. Tie 'em up, tie 'em up, tie 'em up.
And we are back. Map 2 about to come up here between our opening two teams here on the day. It's Team Liquid versus T1. We just got out of a 16-14 overtime finish on Lotus, where Team Liquid were able to walk away with the win on their map pick. But now we go into T1's, which was somewhat surprisingly
Breeze.
A pick on Breeze.
Yeah.
So didn't go for the bind, which is kind of what I was anticipating from this squad. They lean towards Breeze, and neither team has played it so far here in the AVL. So the questions now come up of what in the hell are they going to be running?
Yeah, obviously we've seen some great variations so far at the AVL. We'll be diving right in to find out what they prepared here in the offseason on either side. You got to imagine the Jet Versailles player and maybe a Chamber.
Oh, good
What is
God.
this? I have been waiting for a day like this ever since Valorant has launched, Achilleos. As a Yoru enjoyer, boy, are his stocks rising. Because not only did Forsaken show us a masterclass yesterday, but Izu and Keiko are jumping up to the plate.
Well, things are about to get interesting. They already were, but we're going to get even more interesting here. Yoru v Yoru, a double duelist set up from the side of T1. Liquid, we get our first look of Nats back over onto the Cypher here during AVL.
True.
But the biggest curiosity I have with Liquid's composition is running this solo controller with just Mystic on Viper.
Yeah, just the Viper and just the Yoru, right? So how do they plan to try to strike into a site? Now, they will be starting on the defensive side, so it will take us a little time before we can find out. But some very big differences. Sure, you're on both sides, but we'll talk about it more as the rounds commence, because there are some very different interpretations on how that Euro is meant to be used in these combinations.
That there are, but boy, this is about to get chaotic. Hopefully, our observers are all warmed up and ready to go, because there's going to be a lot of action to track as we jump into map number 2. TL looking for the 2-0 win. Let's see if they can get it done on Breeze. Enzo going to be back here on the Sova, sticking with that pick. Very high value. And of course, Carpe going to be bringing that one out here for the team as well.
Yeah, so of course yesterday, Forsaken on that Euro, I mean, not only was he able to get 5-dimensional drifts in the first half, but really just being a menace, ruining all the Cypher setups, etc. So T1, Euro is their main guy to help combat that Cypher, whereas of course Team Liquid, they even have the KO on top. No Cypher on the other side, but that can really ruin the Viper lurks as well. T1 eyes on towards elbow. Toxic screen early setup as well, just to apply that pressure and try to draw out Team Liquid into other parts of the map.
A really hefty mid presence here. 3 members playing forward there in the mid. Execute with the Harbor. We'll see how many lessons he's gotten from his younger brother Forsaken.
True.
Decent person to go to if you're trying to learn some of the strats. Maybe not Cove lineups, but here's the push. Already those side player going to be able to find one. The reveal comes in, however, and Nats, after getting taken down, we'll have a little bit of revenge found as Keiko will claim the kill. Not be at 12 HP, however. So on the corner, Keiko just backing away, turns the sights over towards B main, see if anyone's pushing through there, but as we can see, there is not. First kill going to be coming in there on the Yampi. We're on the opposite side of the map, but Mystic's able to equalize it, grabs the orb as well, and could upgrade the Ghost, but for now, won't be going for it. Spirit and Enzo duking it out, but Carpe joins the fray.
I mean, this is just T1 being patient and Team Liquid slowly devolving into these duels that they originally didn't necessarily want. I mean, up to the point that Mystic got the kill, it looks like Team Liquid had better map presence. But now, Keiko all alone.
All alone, but there's some decay there, but can't quite line up the Sheriff shots. Carpe will be able to find himself a second in the round. Mystic now creeping his way forward. Here's the plant. Carpe just on the other side of this half wall. Hightide now going to be dropping down. Needs a headshot, cannot get it. Carpe will find 3, and T1 will get themselves another pistol round win.
So T1, the idea, at least for the pistol, right, you don't have much else util to work with, so just keep cutting up the map into smaller pieces, one angle at a time, apply pressure in mid. A good counter dart here coming out from Enzo Silva, stops the push. But then they had Rossi waiting for the push out as well. I mean, initially they were all waiting for a potential push out of mid or a main. Rossi holds true, at least he gets that information across. Carpe still able to hold the fort in mid, and a good pistol round here for T1.
All right, well, a solid enough beginning. Now we could be picking up that Marshall. Sheriff in the hands of Keiko, but that's the lion's share of the firepower that's available for the side of Team Liquid. First shot from Yampi. He'll be going a little bit wide. Easier in the meantime. Marshall of his own does find Keiko, taking him down and helping to escort them forward onto this A site where all the remaining players from Team Liquid are waiting. Push forward, push out through the wall. Side player quickly able to deal with Enzo. Izu gets himself a second kill as Mystic will fall. Saya, shoulder to shoulder there with Yampi, will end up dying, but still comes in. Vandal will be recovered, and T1 will move up now 2-0.
So, one thing's for certain, right? T1, they want to utilize this double controller to constantly put pressure on both sides of the map. They're not using it to always cut up one site into smaller pieces, but this way they can always apply pressure initially with a toxic screen, at least tie up one member, deny Team Liquid from being able to go for these Gambo stacks on this large map, and then, try for these slow entries with the high tide, with the cascade. If it doesn't work out, you still got the toxic screen on the other side. Oh, and that off.
Okay,
Okay.
Operator in on the attacking side in round 3. Side player feeling it. Drifts across to the far side of this poison cloud.
Now, Rossi was spotted with the 0 point right from the get-go on elbow, and that draws Team Liquid to push out, see if it's going to be a heavy B stack or not.
Master now situated in and amongst all of his little gadgets. Quick clear on that drone so that Keiko can stay sat in his position. Izu, though, able to find Yampi. Extra taking down Mystic. Who's out? Just one player here on this entry. Now they find themselves with a very hefty advantage. Rossi with the long wraparound going beach side. About to make contact here against Keiko, who spots him first. Gets the headshot. Now a 2v3. The spike gets planted.
Yeah, but the positioning here coming out from Carpe, if he gets one kill, he'll down just Fury just to buy time. That'll allow Excurate to hold the line with the operator. They have a good inkling because they haven't seen him exit just yet.
That's the dart. Carpe gets on the opposite side.
The timing!
Excurate, he pulls up the angle right as he would have spotted him. And Carpe cannot win the fight. Enzo standing tall. Doesn't even really take any damage somehow. Shot's not connecting. Excurate gets Nats through the wall, but now that operator is going to be carried over into round 4 in Team Liquid's hands as they will stop T1 from converting the bonus.
Yeah, so Team Liquid made that early call to push out of mid to check, is it going to be any mid presence? How many people do we think are on B? But that way they also commit to the fact that A's just going to be a retake. They take some early damage through the doors coming out to mid here. Easy with some clean shots alongside Excurate. But at the end of the day, that early decision allows him to still be able to set up against this post plant, go for the retake, keep 3 rifles alive, even get that operator as an upgrade.
Well, 2-1. The score here, obviously no operator. Going to be possible now for T1.
Well, Hunter's Fury online, though. This could just be a quick send if they so choose.
Toxin screen down.
Well aware of that potential 0 point.
Carpe in position, thinking about going here for the drone. Bite to buy some more time. Ball now going to be going up. Drone leading out. Another snake bite to try and delay. Side player dashes forward, only takes a little bit of damage, and there's going to be the flash. Swing in, but the counter flash is good, but Izu teleporting in behind, catching them off guard. Pop flashes through the wall. Yampi, however, still able to find the kill. Side player going to be taken down by Nats.
Excurate all alone on the pyramid.
High tide falling down, but Excurate able to find 2 quick kills.
Spike down A.
Suddenly, Enzo Keiko versus Carpe and Rossi. Keiko still trying to arrive. So taking a bit of damage. Shock dart sent out. Does it get the hit? Yes, it does.
Ooh.
Whittling him down to 31 HP. Spike now planted.
They haven't seen this Yoru, so they know that it's coming around slowly. Got Carpe watching the back at the same time.
Oh, there it is. Keiko swinging out. Carpe trying to find an angle. Ends up falling. Now it's all on Rossi. Has the bites to try and delay. Got the spot onto one. The push forward. Takes out Enzo. Now sets up the try. Delay this potential defuse.
I love the early snake bite just to buy time. That gives him a little bit more to work with in terms of mind games here.
Keiko maybe realizing that he's got to get a move on. Swinging around the side. Shorty in hand, but the distance is not good for him, and this round is over. Would love to hold on to the operator, but Rossi will not allow and gets the headshot. A great clutch here for him. This T1 will now move up 3-1, and the op can be handed right back over into side player.
Good recovery from T1. It looked like it could have been bit dicey after that pop flash out from Izu, not able to connect into a kill. Good entry initially, but Yampi just gets the flash first. He's a little bit too far forward, doesn't get hit fully by that blind side. Excurit stabilizes though, and that's all they needed to be able to wrap up the post plant on the side of T1. And the big question is from Team Liquid is at some point after this eco round, you got to start to change up your Cypher setups because T1 is just absolutely ignoring it on the B side.
More of a defensive hold here, expecting that aggression to come through into A main, and aggression indeed is seen. Ultimately, though, they will start backpedaling away, just leaving Keiko forward. He's got the exit strategy of that gate crash, and Carpe wants to try to flush him out here with that drone. Over the top, getting the reveal. We'll just force him back.
Yeah, they even follow him all the way through on the dart. Keiko doesn't want to get caught by an early swing. So that's the A main push ruined from Team Liquid. They're continuing to stay grouped up, but T1 has an idea that they're somewhere on the A side, right? I mean, the gate crash even coming out next to the pyramids. So T1 just waiting to see if there's any re-aggression. They've already given up mid-control. They want to just stay together. Don't give away these free rifle upgrades once the skirmish happens.
All five now gathered here.
I suggest you move.
Ready to push forward. Even though they're playing in against weaker weaponry, we will see that Reckoning invested from Execure. Just wants a nice and breezy push forward here onto the site. A little bit of spam damage off the Classic. We'll find Side Player watching her in the back. And Execure. Uncharacteristic whiff. And so, however, in the meantime, going to be taken down. Cyber Cage push forward. Number one just rushing them up. Is spotted for a brief little moment. Ends up falling. We'll get the headshot. Carpe taken down.
I mean, you saw more members here. Yeah, T1 correctly backing off out of it, trying to hold different angles now from backside.
Well, Execure as well. Taken low. Just has to play back, and from here, Liquid do recover a gun. You see that in the hands of Nats. The other two could just wait and sacrifice to the spike.
Oh, Izu wants that dimensional drift one way or the other. He's gonna go for it.
He's going for it, but he's only got the Guardian hand, so the spam is not gonna be that strong. He's missing a 3 HP. And just go ahead, die to the spike, gets gifted. Additional little bit of ult charge. And T1 will be able to win out the round, but they lose 2 players.
So Izu will get the dimensional drift, but dies to Mystic, which allows him to get his pit up as well. So curious to see if T1 just hold on to that Euro ultimate as a counter. Of course, Team Liquid have their full stack of ultimates, quite frankly, ready to fight back. Now, this toxic screen that Rossi continues to put up on the B side, this is why Nats can't give up this setup, right? I mean, they're still trying to stack A. That they know that's where T1's been pressuring. They're just relying, okay, if that toxic screen is there, we have our trap wires as well. That's how we'll combat it. But that also lets T1 know, okay, there aren't going to be any traps on the A side. We haven't seen that variation come out just yet.
Now Scorb here in mid. Keiko sprinting forward with a dimensional drift, and now Hunter's Fury coming through, just scouting for him, and Execure gets taken down. Side player, however, pinches in from double doors, manages to get the trade. Go right back over now onto that B site. Izu in deep, but cannot get the shots. Ends up falling down. Spike now starting to drift over towards Shop, but the reveal comes through. Not too much information as far as where the spike is going to be, but Rossi looks like everybody wants to just pile in on top of him and make sure that he cannot survive.
Yep, I like it.
Then again, got the overstep, finds one.
This is a lot of time bot.
Gets himself a second kill, but Mystic will be able to strike him down. Carpe now on his lonesome, spotted. That 0 point does connect. Gets the kill onto Yampi, however, now Mystic sprinting forward. Has Carpe heard the first steps? It looks like he has. Relocates, gets himself situated up on top of stairs. The drone coming through. Mystic going for the pit. The dart connects, and that's going to delay him. And this pit does not get him to the spike.
Yeah, I mean, this is a bit of a panic pit. Just try to get into the site, but Mystic.
He drops it.
Not much time.
Not much time at all. Up over the top. Still finds the shots, and he should be able to get to the and a Saya player trading back a bit of martyrdom from him after he goes down. Yampi now is holding the line. Comes up with 2. Spike is stranded, not planted. Xcurate thinking about his options, thinking about where they will least suspect him to come from.
And Team Liquid, I mean, it shows that they have been prepping their own Eurocomp as well, because as soon as that Dimensional Drift comes out, they just know where to hold those angles throughout all their utility to make sure they have every possibility covered. And it's just trades back and forth. T1 takes so much damage on the entry itself that they die to all this other utility.
It was curious to see. I mean, Side player had knives available in the last round, but went in with a Vandal. Carpet just has a Sheriff moving forward. Not seeing that swap off. A bit bizarre. Great sight anchoring here from Yampi, as everybody else was getting dropped around him, and then Mystic just sussing out where that harbor was going to be.
Yeah, and the problem here is also that you only have that Sylvan alongside the Euro, so as soon as the High Tide comes out, Yampi knew he was safe as long as he wasn't spotted by the Euro. You know they're only clearing the inside of the site.
Yeah. Keiko wanting to push elbow. Off in hand, scopes in, spots Xcurate, jumps out before the reply can come through from Saya player. Dash up over the top, gets himself now into Nest. Plenty of noise has been made. There's two players waiting. Just sat here ready to punish down Mystic as well. Lurking. Flash in, this could absolutely destroy him. Gets that shot on Yampi though. Izu
and the
now
cover.
finds Mystic, and Saya tries to go for Enzo, but cannot get him. Enzo swinging out even wider, drops Carpe, dodges the flash, looks to try to get rid of that enemy Yoru, but Izu will be able to claim the kill. Now gate crashes all the way over into the site where he can plant safely.
Somehow T1 make this miraculous move into the site. They have the pit as well. Everything's possible. The camera finally gets taken out.
It's a risky play though. Izu only has a Sheriff and there's no weapons nearby for him to try to grab. There's not much more pressure here on Rossi. As the fake goes through, spotted. There is Izu, stays alive for a little bit longer somehow. Shorty only going to be able to find one. Rossi still full HP.
Nats does have an okay idea that he's been pushed out of the pit on one side, but he's running very low thanks to that decay.
Can he out-rat the king? Rossi pulling back, trying to do so. Cyber Cage in, another snake bite down. The instant headshot, and T1 will in fact be able to convert the round.
A very aggressive play to plant Saya, your jet, into Nest, but then you had Izu holding that cross angle the entire time. Sure, if Team Liquid made their move during the High Tide, things would have been different, but they just did not account for the double stack in mid. You know, great start from Keiko. But Izu, two heroic shots with the Sheriff from mid that allows the setup for Rossi to get the 1v1 clutch.
Wait, man, you ulti, there's no fucking way. There's no way.
Shaking the head. That one was very much on the brink of Liquid just bringing this back into a 4-4. T1 hold on to the lead at least for now, and that's why we see the intervention here from Emil.
So, you know, a couple other things that they can continue to add on, right, to really try to reapply some mental pressure back to T1 is, you know, similar to what they just did. What they just did is with that Yoru, pressure mid, right? Put in some presence and you can gate crash out. Again, the question is if you continue to just have the Cypher planted on B, the full stacks on A, I mean, it worked against the Dimensional Drift, but T1 has had some other ideas. So whether it's pushing that elbow, whether it's pushing out of doors once again, utilizing that Euro with the gate crash, you need some other pressure around the map so T1 can't just sit there and then say, all right, 1, 2, 3, let's go, crash onto the site on the A side.
Timeout now will expire and we'll go right back into the rounds. Take a look at the buy here from Liquid, half armors, but widely rifles in hand. Just that Guardian there for Keiko.
Yeah, and look at T1 off of the opponent's timeout. They're going to go for a hard stack on the B side for the first time. That past round, sure, they gambled in mid and they eventually made their way through. It's always just been Rossi lurking here, but this time it's the full force.
That's around the corner. The wall going up. Gets off of that camera, but that Hunter's Fury shot is found, and Carpe able to take him down. Keiko over, finding Izu on the entry. Enzo as well getting involved as Curate and Saya player will fall. The second here for Liquid's Yoru. Carpe and Rossi now sprinting in the opposite direction. The inch forward. Rossi will find that the site is going to be empty. Get this plant down and get themselves potentially into a decent position.
Now, Rossi ideally wants at least one more kill, right? Whoever is kind of lurking behind to make sure that the rotate can happen for Team Liquid. Rossi wants to win that battle, but he doesn't want to get there too quick. They had to take time to clear out a cave. He needs to wait for the plant. And props to Keiko for having that gate crash set up on the B side. I mean, T1 did not account for that. They assumed it's just a Cypher, as it always has been. They had a set play, and that one gate crash buys enough time for Enzo to come for backup as well.
Spike now planted, but Team Liquid, they have to be so cautious because they have given up so much space and time. They don't know what kind of forward positions T1 could be situated in at the moment.
Yeah, you do have 2 snake bites and a shock dart as well, so some good post-plant utility available. Rossi just hiding himself by door with that poison cloud. It's going to be really hard to check that he might be outside of that door, a risky position.
Not ready yet.
Spike going Carpe's way, pulls back, sends out the dart. Rossi now striking, finds one. Carpe dragging across, gets Mystic. The bite comes through. Enzo will be able to find the kill, but Carpe will pick up a third. Keeping T1 now firmly in the lead, 6-3.
And let's give credit where credit is due. Rossi is running laps around Team Liquid. That lurk is coming into play. So many rounds that Team Liquid, in theory, should have won. Rossi just opens up the other side on such a crucial timing, secures and clears the entire site.
Gorgeously done. I mean, yeah, things getting well scrappier than T1 would have anticipated. Great stuff there from Keiko with that Guardian in hand to find those 2 kills and shut down the push, but surrendering all of that space and not necessarily having a great read on what T1 was going to be doing going into this round. Ends up costing them. You can see major change-ups here as just the one trap wire situated here on B, and Mystic to try to hold the line.
Yeah, they don't want to over-invest here with that half buy. Eventually, that second trap wire comes out on A cave just so they can empty it. This is allowing Team Liquid to try to rotate faster, but I think the sentry going to be a little bit earlier than they expected.
Yep, trap wire not going to catch Side Player. It's set up above him. Meantime, Mystic, he did clear out that gate crash. They're just kind of walking in vanilla, but now he will fall. Excurrent able to find the kill. Mizu low on HP. Excurrent is well tagged down to 50. Keiko lurking on the side of the wall. It drops. He gets the kill onto one. Carpe going to be interrupted on that spike plant. Now Enzo opening up with that Hunter's Fury, looking for the target. Side Player somehow redraws his weapon out and takes down Nats over a tunnel.
Still got Rossi holding the back as well.
Copy. A hip fire shot to take him low.
Everyone's so low. Everyone's so low.
Oh. He's the Bulldogs. Needs a couple shots. Can he find him? Spots one. Poison Orb set up. Rossi, 3 swings. Man's bold as all hell, and then he goes right back in for it once more. And wins the round, 7-3. T1 now on a 3-round win streak.
Yeah, and just the way that Rossi was peeking back and forth, it sets up time for Excurrent to wrap around as well out of his own high tide. He wide swings at the very end to secure enough time, gets the kill for himself, the cherry on top. And now, 2 rounds in a row, where all the
should have never happened.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, some kind of crucial shots here coming out from Saya as well. But at the end of the day, the 2 rounds in a row, focusing on B, that puts Team Liquid back into a little bit of confusion. I mean, you can see the setup's late here for Nats as well.
Starting to get everything going now on that A site. It's the elbow creep up there. Rossi just around the corner of the box. They'll just wait and see if he can get the pixel out of place. Put forward, up into the smokes. Yappy and Nats finding one apiece out here in mid. Rossi now swinging in, puts some damage down. Manages to find 2. Bringing this back within a winnable position. In the meantime, it's Carpe and Excurrent getting the plant down on the A site.
It's a good read from Team Liquid on that mid presence.
Nearby, drone going out, but Carpe finding Nats, now bringing it into a 2v2. They know where the Sova's at. Still need to try to suss out Mystic's position, though. Util's completely gone for T1.
High tide just comes up, but he doesn't have time to use it.
The timing. Excurrent, seeing that dart coming through, managing to find one. Mystic, roughly aware of his position, but Excurrent just still decides to swing and challenge. He takes it down, 8-3. T1 on an absolute stomp right now.
And once again, it's Rossi's kills that just give them that breathing room, right? If Rossi doesn't get the spray down double here in mid with the Phantom, I mean, it's all over. There's too many members alive, too much util available. but that allows them to go for these 1v1 duels, hold different angles on the side of T1. Rossi topping the board right now for that squad with a good round lead.
Hit available here as we go into the final round of the half. Mystic will use that. It's actually just trying to cut off mid. Still access in towards the A site. Gate crash set up all the way back just underneath the bridge.
Okay, so they decide, you know what, the set plays coming out from T1, it's not worth fighting. Let's make them use their ultimates, get through. They have their own dimensional drift to try to counter this on the retake.
Well, you can see they're just wanting to see if the site is open. Don't really care that much about the pit itself. Well, it's so far away from the plant spot. We don't really have to try to go for this one. Enzo now going to be taken down. Side player dashing forward, looking on the hunt, but Keiko lying in wait, does find that headshot to the back of the skull. Now his own dimensional drift in play, looking to try to scout through Rossi's pit. Hunter's Fury opened up. Bay hunting, fishing, trying to see what he can find. Mask will come off. The swing through the wall. Izu going to be taken down. Rossi as well. Dead, so the pit does drop. Carpe and Excurrent now the last one standing as Excurrent is swinging around, trying to stop this defuse from coming through. But it's only going to be good for one. Liquid will close out the half with a final round win. 8-4 the scoreline.
Man, the Hunter's Fury gets used because they hear the dimensional drift. They want to keep kind of the entrance of one side of the pit safe. Make sure that you're closing off all points of approach. But the dimensional drift gets so much intel coming out from Keiko. You know, Team Liquid just knows where to hold those angles right on the outside of the pit, how to approach it, and they pinch. Able to push them out of A main. Hunter's Fury already used, can't use it for the post plant.
Well, decent effort at the end there from Excurrent, but good cover and spread from Team Liquid. 8-4.
I mean, in all honesty, a couple of those lurks doesn't come online. It's probably we're looking at a 6-6, right? I mean,
sure.
Team Liquid, they had the numbers advantage quite a few times, and they just can't account for Rossi's timings there in mid. Eventually, they fix that up by investing a lot more coverage on the middle part of the map. But now going on to the attack, my big question is you just have the Yoru to break into the site. You have no one else who can really extend that extra angle for your entry point. Curious to see how they navigate around that.
I was a little bit concerned for Liquid. I thought maybe this was going to end up being a 9-3 because we saw with the last Hunter's Fury use from Enzo, I thought they were going to be using that, as that couple and that double up ultimate alongside the dimensional drift. Saw him use it over on the B site. They ended up losing it, so I thought maybe they were just going to lose out from there. Good recovery coming through to be able to pick up that fourth round. Granted, it is Breeze. Historically, we've seen this be a much more attacker-sided map, so picking up a pistol here at the start of the half could certainly set them up for a big run back.
Yeah. The thing is their comp is very much targeting, the much more kind of standardized compositions we've seen, especially focused around that Cypher. No Cypher on the other side, so the 0 point won't find that value. Still fairly good against the likes of Viper to really just leave the site wide open. We'll have to see how that timing and position comes into play.
Some early darts out. Keiko just getting pinged there. Over in shot, but widely. So still a very large fan out here from Team Liquid.
Yeah, and look at the mid presence from T1, using that gate crash and the fact that they have double duelists with mobility. Just take control of that.
Okay, well, Izu says, yeah, I gotta stop this because you guys are whipping like crazy. Comes in, finds the kill. Yampi, in the meantime, will finish off side player.
But Enzo with the double lurk.
Yeah, he's swinging around from behind. Can he get the timing? Yes, he absolutely can, because Carpe's just sat there with a drone in hand, and Excurrent will get taken down. 4v2 now. Yampi spotting out Rossi, the bite coming down. He actually gets both!
What?
Keiko and Yampi both falling to the wayside. Suddenly, Enzo's the last man standing. They're sticking to the defuse. He's going to try to send out a dart. Is he low enough? The answer is yes. So Izu will get dropped.
With the half already done.
He's got one more dart, but it's not going to get there. Rossi will even get the defuse, get off, get himself a third kill, and T1 will take another pistol round.
Rossi on Breeze, built different. I mean, with the classic, too. That's when I thought it was really over. But able to pick up a double for himself, approaching on the retake.
I mean, it's just nuts.
Long range.
I mean,
headshots, man.
yeah, headshots with the vulnerable are going to do you some good favors, but unreal from Rossi. 15-7-1 now on the Viper. He says, "Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna keep using a pistol because it's been going well for me."
I mean, can't blame him.
Cam setup going to be spotting Nats nearby, forcing him back. It's a very heavy double push coming through. It's Yampi though, right there with the Marshall, able to take him down, and Izu not finding much of anything, barely manages to jump out, and that's going to be a weapon recovered into Keiko's hands.
Yeah, that's 2 Marshals and a Vandal now. The Vandal, of course, being that upgrade. And T1, I think they saw the Cypher and they didn't expect it to be a full stack on the B side. Greeted a bit for the kills here.
Keiko now doing what Rossi did to them. Kills them off with the classic at range, and Enzo puts that newly found Vandal to use. Finishing off Carpe, and this has spiraled completely out of control for T1.
Team Liquid having to just sit back. They know that T1 now have the pressure on them.
Yeah, I mean, the call comes in. They're like, guys, they're just inting into us. Just chill. It'll just work out. And it worked out. It does. Keiko, the only casualty, as Team Liquid winning out an effective thrifty round.
I mean, the initial Marshall shot from Yampi opens things up. You know, that forces a Vandal drop. And Izu's like, well, I don't want to leave this here for free. Hopefully I can at least get one trade. Takes a lot of damage for himself, gives up that Vandal in the process, and it all falls apart from there as T1 kind of panics and tries to pinch onto this very passive Team Liquid squad.
That's a round that could very well come to haunt T1 if it gives Team Liquid a very solid way back into the game. Pretty much sheriffs across the board. They're out on that 0 point. Not wanting to be noted.
Yeah, with that, though, they know that they've given up big. Okay.
All right, no armor. Easy kill for Nats. It's a very solid start. One less player to be concerned about, especially with all the mobility that Yor does bring through.
So something that I think T1 hopefully keeps in mind in the coming rounds is the fact that Team Liquid, they only have that one controller, right? So at the end of the day, they're not going to constantly push and pull from both sides with something like a double controller comp. Sure, they can have someone lurking in person, but Team Liquid will always be happy to sit back and then execute onto a site. That's all they're built for anyway to begin with, other than potential, Yoru lurks deep into enemy territory. So as long as they're aware of those gate crashes, they can hold this default for a lot longer than they think.
Wall comes up. Dart's not going to ping anybody. This might make T1 think twice, and it is. You can see the rotations coming through now.
30 seconds
Pull up at
left.
A site for a brief little moment. Now they're going to have to try to retake as Nats continues to linger back here by that attacker spawn. Secure it just to the far side of that wall, and as it goes down, it's an easy kill for Yampi to clean up.
Just the sheriffs left. Not much they can do here.
Gate crash out from Keiko, so everybody very deep close plant position here. Senzo able to find one. Rossi, let's trade that one back, but suddenly it's all on Saya player, and with the recovered weapon, it does give us a moment of concern for Team Liquid. They do some decent damage, taking down 3, but TL pick up 2 rounds in a row now here in this second half. 3 more to go to tie us up.
So, again, with better weapons, I wonder if T1 continues to push out. Because I get it. You've got the Jet and the Yoru. You've got Saya, who's great at long-range battles. It all makes sense. But Team Liquid, not as concerned about you holding mid. They will have these set plays ready with the double initiator, with the KO and Silva to just break through the main entry point of either site.
Set up once again. It's going to be taken out. It's a 4-man push into elbow. Carpe just jiggling the angle for the time being. Cyber cage going down. 0 point. Gets the catch as well. Saya waiting for that cage to expire, but I'm not sure if it's going to happen soon enough. Flash through. Izu able to find 1. Takes up Keiko, but Mystic quick to trade it. Snake Bite going to be thrown down as well. Trying to send out the pop flash, but as the wall drops, Carpe and Rossi find 1 apiece. That's now sending out the ultimate, but will fall to Saya's operator, and Enzo's the last one standing. He's been completely noted, dinked to the wall. 69 HP remaining as Carpe just bouncing his way. A fish out of water behind the box. Oh, Okay. Swings it, finds it, but Excurate is there. They get the shutdown. Still, though, bloody. Cash-wise, T1, pretty weak, pretty empty pockets coming into the round.
Yeah, very costly win for sure. But they do get to keep the operator, which was, of course, the biggest investment in that past round. And they were able to plant Saya in a very unexpected position, right on the drop from Halls. Able to hide there, find the cross angle. They were somewhat prepared for it with their own cyber cage, but once it drops, Saya's there ready to catch Nats from behind. And good setup from T1. Again, playing a bit more passive, understanding that Team Liquid is always going to try to file through one point of entry.
Saya looking for it once again. Time being, looks like no one wanting to push up here in towards mid in that pit right now. Trying to stop them from really make their way through, but here comes the hunt again. Carpe going to be taken down. It's actually Yampi who finds the kill, and Saya player continues to creep up, and Nats is ready to take him down. A site broken open, a 5v3 here for Team Liquid with massive advantage.
You're playing against the OG Rat. You can't just stick your nose out like that with the long barrel of the operator. And you have, sure, Excurate here for double insurance, but how much value does that get? Because the site is broken open, like you said. Free plant here waiting for Team Liquid.
I mean, you can see the positions that they're taking at the moment. It seems like already Team 1 just kind of contented and accepting to go for a save.
Izu might be looking to try to recover the operator if possible, but you have to know that Nats is going to be protecting that. So the double team here with Excurate finds him.
Okay, let's get Nats. One kill going to be found, no flawless available. Enzo, for a second he was considering the drop play, but Izu now going to be pushing forward. Starting to really try to play for this one, but Excurate is still a world away. Push forward, Keiko just playing in a tiny little toxic screen pocket. Swings out, finds one, and yeah, for now, they will just have to sit back, allow for the spike to go off, and give Team Liquid a little bit of a way back into this game. So round 17 is going to be theirs. And once again, they'll be 3 away from tying us up.
Yeah, so Izu had that gate crash prepared for a potential exit. Goes in, I think maybe just trying to ruin some of the economy on the side of Team Liquid as well, keep them at bay. But at the end of the day, the operator will be recovered. That was the big mission there for T1 after the plant goes down. They can hand it back over to Saya player. And Izu, you got to imagine that he made that sacrificial play because he's got that dimensional drift, right? He can use that with a short-range weapon, try to open things up on the retake, which does mean that he can't do much initially. No command online as well for Team Liquid, and this should signify that it could very well be a rush.
Yep. Just one off that Hunter's Fury for Carpe. He's not going to try to play forward into A main to grab the orb. Instead, it is just going to be this full push coming through. Excurate waiting to see if he can spot ahead. There's the fake, there's the TP forward, and he will be able to get rid of Keiko. Now, though, is suppressed. Swings out, tries to find Yampi. A little bit of damage. Actually, no, shots go wide.
Spike planted.
Doesn't find much there. So it's just going to be that 1-for-1. Izu swinging around the back. The cam, however, watching for him. Saya player trying to draw his attention. And now is spotted. Makes his way over in towards window. Fast enough, though.
He does have dimensional drift, but can't find an opening for it.
He's taking down the man advantage. Still held here by Team Liquid now.
One
Found
enemy
upon. A side player gets dropped. It's all on Rossi. 2 more players to try to find as he's stuck here at backside. Just making noise. Looks like in the end, we'll have to just make the call to back away. To save his own life, operator cannot be recovered. Team Liquid getting a 1 step closer to tying this up.
Getting very close, right? The credit's still a little bit hodgepodge here on the side of T1. And as you mentioned, he does pick up the operator, so that's the good news.
This was dropped further back than I thought.
Still has that. Now, Excurate, he gets the first kill, so it looks like there's hope, but quite frankly, there was no way your teammates are going to be able to fill the site with you, right? The null command is still going off. So he really just kind of chooses to say, let me just whittle down the numbers where I can. Sure, makes it a 4v4, but at the end of the day, you have to give up all that space.
All right, well, an operator and a couple of hand cannons is what T1 have to work with in this round.
Shoot the head, it's all the same.
Yeah, ults are available, but side player won't get to shoot anything. He is just going to get taken down as Enzo spams through, finds him. Excurate. Maybe this was his plan all along, was just let side player die so that he could get the operator.
Ah, the classic ranked experience. Surely not. But hey, this is something to note, though, is that T1, they've got several players good with the operator, so you can always rely on that to try to just trade off, still try to push forward in future rounds, not this one.
Deal, though, still showing a strong amount of respect here. Drone out mid, not going to be spotting anything. They're not just bum rushing the site, still taking their time.
Where is everyone?
I mean, Team Liquid,
that'll do it.
Yeah, they will always play slow with this composition. They don't have an explosive entry. They're going to want as much information as possible. The biggest, advantage they have is the lurks from Nats and Keiko with the Yoru and the Cypher. And they're always just going to wait. And that's making T1 antsy, because they're the ones with the double duelist, right? They only got the one Sova.
Oh, Izu trying to get the lineup there on the headshot, but Mystic just catch him a little bit faster.
30 seconds left.
Execute it. Watching main. Gets the catch on the one. Keiko will take him off as he re-swings back across. Now it is just on Rossi and Carpe. Rossi does find one. Nat's going to be taken down. Spike not planted quite just yet. 15 seconds remaining in the round. The creep up through tunnel. Mystic gets a very easy kill. Follows up with a third in the round. Team Liquid continue on their merry way, running this one back. One more, and we're tied up at 10-10. Given the pacing, given the lack of response here from T1, it seems all the more likely to happen.
This is a round T1 needs to make it happen, right? They got their buys back. They've got their ultimates. If they can't make it happen here, it's all but over. I mean, sure, it gets that much closer as well, but if you can't figure it out with your full arsenal, how else are you going to find an answer against this assignment that you just cannot crack? Now, T1 playing a bit more passive. They're understanding the slower tempo of Team Liquid, only sending Izu out, who can always gate crash further back, so I like that.
They have this combo, though. Get Izu in a position. Use that dimensional drift. Carpe with a Hunter's Fury to try to snipe somebody off the rip.
Dritz Cascade gets spotted by Keiko, though, so Team Liquid, they're quite aware of this aggression.
Follow up 0 point coming through, but Spirit, oh, that's the flash. Falls for the bait, tries to send up the wall, gives himself a bit of cover. They start swinging through. He's going to be good for two. Now looking for the third. Spike down, sends the cope. The flash comes in. It keeps it protected for the time being. He manages to find the third. Nats will put him down, but so much work
30 seconds
done there by Excurit.
And it's rounds like that you watch, and you just can't blame him for being hyper-aggressive on this push out. Just holding Cave alone was already such good information. But if he's able to do setups like that, what a high tide to block out the flash.
He's sprinting forward, knowing that the time is dwindling. Carpe able to find the headshot. The spike is here in the hands of Nats, and there's just no way in hell. He has to let the round end. He has to hold on to the weapon, it would seem, or at least play to try to deal some damage to these players on T1. He finds the shot onto Carpe. As time expires, Saya player will finish him off. And T1 will break the win streak here from Liquid. And now are one round away from taking us to map point.
I mean, Excurit breaks into the scene, and the only thing really behind his name is, of course, his past career in other games, but then his younger brother. And a lot of people thought, is that really going to be good enough to get him ingrained here into Valorant? And he just says, I've got the basics down. The movement, the setups. It's so perfect. You can't help but think this is the next star in the making.
So far, it's shining pretty bright. Crucially for T1, I should say. They're able to win that round and don't have to commit ultimate into this one. Excurit again playing aggressive. Catches Nats. Re-swinging back in. Double push up into mid. Spike in the hands of Yampi, now on the floor. Damage across as well as Keiko is going to be sniped out of the air. The Hunter's Fury connects, and so too does Excurit's headshot. A flawless round from T1. Low cash on a few of the members here from Team Liquid. And this could be us going all the way to a map 3.
Never expect the fast push out from the harbor like that. Catches a tripwire. that sets him quite prepared for the potential peek back out. And big for me was Izu covering the back of Carpe, right? They try to pretend that they're emptying a site. Carpe has to focus his Hunter's Fury on mid, and Izu says, I've got your back just in case there's another lurk. Once again, they're keeping in mind that Team Liquid has been playing slow. Even if they take mid control, they're not just going to rush in. They will always try to see where the other remaining members are.
Oh, well, Emil trying to rally them back. Need 3 consecutive rounds to take us into yet another overtime.
Yeah, and the trouble here, I think probably even for Coach Emil is, I mean, in my head, one of your best answers is to just rush into a site, right? Have your set plays ready, fire it off on the get-go, because that way you'll 100% have the numbers advantage, keep Nats somewhere around mid or at least a spy cam, and then you can go for a long lurk around in the post plant. The problem being, with your composition, you're probably better suited to do that onto the B site, and they haven't found much success with it in the past. T1's always been prepared. Once again, seems like that's the read from T1, that that's going to be the best chance for Team Liquid. So Liquid tries to throw a curveball this time, shifting their weight to A.
Curious to see if this is just going to be a really hefty investment play to try to get this orb, because if they can grab that, Heiko can get Dimensional Drift, or Mystic can get that Viper's Pit. There's the push up again, though. Nats, this time fully anticipating it. Next year, he gets that kill. And he also had backup to ensure a trade. Dimensional Drift comes through. Saya player was ignoring that one, clears out on the drone. The swing, he re-peeks and goes right into Yampi's crosshair. Fortunate kill they found as we go down into a 4v4. Carpe stuck.
Spike planted.
Nade doing a decent amount of damage, but Izu offstream will be able to take down the counterpart. Yoru now Pit invested. Mystic trying to escort them forward. Keep things covered. Izu sprinting in. He doesn't see him.
But they saw the reckoning.
Oh, the shots coming in from behind.
Oh!
Snake bite thrown down. Mystic gets the kill. Rossi finds Enzo, but Izu comes out of the Dimensional Drift. Takes down the enemy Viper, and now it is all on Yampi. Fully flashed up. Izu setting another one. Yampi manages to find it, but the defuse will come through. T1 will win on their map. Pick a breeze 13-9, and that means that we are going the distance. Map 3 is coming up.
Team Liquid, they started to claw back in the second half, but once T1 realized that if they just don't meet Team Liquid on their terms, their composition had a bit of an advantage. They got the double controllers. You still had Yoru for a little bit of extra info play, a little bit of extra lurk play. Team T1, they stabilized, and to me, a big part of it was Rossi. I mean, so many impact kills, so many impact lurks in the first half, giving them that hefty lead of 8-4.
Well, well, well. Ascent on the horizon to see who is going to be going forward into the playoffs directly, and who is going to have to play later today in our third matchup.
We are getting just the full look onto these teams, right? Some of these newer maps, the changes, some wonky comps coming out, trying to build their own meta, and then they have to duel it out on Ascent, as traditional as it gets.
Yeah. I mean, a traditional map typically, but do we see something different from either side? Because they have been running some atypical things. I mean, hell, we just had a Yoru v Yoru, double duels on the one side. So maybe there will be something a bit different up the sleeves here of these players. My eyes, again, are just going over to Excurate to see what he is going to be playing. Because this is also another one of those maps where you could run the Harbor, you could kind of take that lead out of Paper Rex's book.
Yep.
But just given the prevalence for Killjoy, I'm curious to see if something like that is going to have to come through.
Yeah, the Killjoy Sentinel is just so strong on that map. So many different ways you can use that utility. But I love that you brought up the Harbor. I mean, Excurate continuing to flex onto more agents than anyone would have expected for this being his first, Tier 1 tournament here in the off-season alongside T1. Showed us the Brimstone, showed us the Chamber, now an amazing Harbor, topping the board in terms of ACS, only one kill behind Rossi with 21, and some really just dominating push-outs, right? The fact that he has this confidence playing against some of these players that have been around for much longer here in the Valorant scene, but knowing that when it comes to just FPS, he's been around for some of the longest, and he has faith that he can provide that space for the team.
Very hard fought. Looked like the run back from Team Liquid was going to be very possible for a while there. But in the end, that map 3 is inevitable. T1 will extend this all the way over to Ascent. I think the one thing that's just an absolute guarantee is going to be Keiko versus Saya, Jet v Jet. There's off battles coming through. It's just the Ascent Classic, and I, for one, am very much looking forward to it.
Look at the 5 first kills from Obscura. Surely all from the second half, the way he was pushing out and just dominating either A caves or B main. Absolute menace against the slow tempo of Team Liquid.
Just the firm handshakes there between two of the duelist players, I should say, down to the bottom of the 14-18 score lines between Saya and Keiko. Those are the guys that we're going to have our eyes trained on going into that next map. But, I mean, another question is, you know, for Nats, the Killjoy, it is so huge on Ascent, but does he decide to go back over to that one? Does he run the Cypher? You know, you have your choice. Curious to see which one he makes, but that's what we will find out after the break. We're going to go ahead and step away for a couple of minutes, and then we'll come back and see who is taking this first series here of the day, Team Liquid or Team 1. Don't go anywhere.
Spirit all alone on the pyramid.
High tide, fall forward. Rushing them up now. Hunter's Fury coming through, just scouting for him. 5.
Yep, I like it.
And again, have they overstepped? Finds one.
This is a lot of time bond.
Gets himself a second kill, trying to do so. Cyber Cage in, another snake bite down. One apiece out here in mid. Rossi now swinging in, puts some damage down for T1.
Tide just comes up, but he doesn't have time to use it.
The time. Yeah, spotting out Ross, the bite coming down. He actually gets ball. He's going to try to send out a dart. Is he low enough? The answer is yes.
Yeah, with that, though, they know that they've given up big
water behind the box. Oh. Okay. Wings it, finds it, but Execure it. Watching main. Gets the catch on the 1. Execure it. Oh, that's the flash. Falls to the bait, tries to send up the wall, gives him a bit of cover. They start swinging through. He's going to be good for 2. Now looking for the 3rd. Spike down, sends the cove, the flash comes in, it keeps it protected for the time being. He manages to find the 3rd.
나를 부르는 수많은 단어들.
페이커?
불사대마와 대비력.
하지만 나를 가장 기쁘게 하는 건
상혁이야!
팬들과 소통할 때 나는 살아있음을 느낀다.
혹시 나랑 1대1 가능? 피지컬은 나쁘지 않는데 운영이 좀 아쉽네.
선수들과 직접 소통할 수 있는 개인 방송과 구독자 Q&A까지 아프리카 TV 팀 페이지.
Mỗi sản phẩm của VTV xem miễn phí và bình luận trực tiếp trên online, nền tảng livestream các giải đấu thể thao điện tử. Cháy từng khoảnh khắc cùng với các streamer. Xem livestream vui hơn, tranh luận kịch tính hơn, thách đố dinh qua khủng. Online, nền tảng livestream tương tác bản quyền. Xem ngay tại online.vn hoặc tải ứng dụng trên App Store và Google Play. my reign never stop. This is my time, my day, my hour.
And here we go. Map 3 in our opening series of the day. T1 fighting back on their selection of Breeze, and they get the win 13-9, taking us now into Ascent to settle it all.
And there's the leader of T1 at the helm. Unexpected, but definitely bearing the burden as he allows his teammates to shine on that Breeze. Rossi and Excura topping the board, helping carry the team to victory. Now we go to Ascent. We had some speculations about what the agents might be. Could be traditional, but both of these teams clearly keen on experimenting just a little bit. When we take a look, Team Liquid will go for the standard composition, the Killjoy, but T1...
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a little bit. This is a pretty big departure. So, I mean, Sky versus KO, fairly interchangeable when it comes down to playing on Ascent. But the Viper Omen, the double controller composition coming through for T1 with Excurate going for the Cypher over the Killjoy.
Yeah, and you know, the Viper plus the Omen is what really piques my interest. Obviously, you know, you put Viper and you can really pair her with any controller, but oftentimes you're really thinking about the Viper Harbor just to cut things up even further. Now the Omen still allows you to have control of things like A main with those one-ways. You still have the Paranoia to be able to push out, help with a little bit more dueling power when you want to send Saya into entry or the retake. But curious to see how this works. You got to include also the Cyber Cages as well. I mean, there is a lot of delaying power here on the side of T1.
No, there absolutely are. I mean, also, you know, fairly laid out and projected entry paths when it comes down to Jets as well when it comes to these sites. So changing up these trapwire setups here from Excure, it's going to be very important to just intercepting Keiko and making him constantly thinking on his feet as far as like how he can get into B, how he can get into mid, etc. We'll see how they fare though with this differentiation here on Ascent. Map 3 in our first series. We'll see who is going straight into the playoffs and who has to play later today, Liquid or T1.
Here's some cheers on both sides. Lots of energy over on the Team Liquid side as well. But during the break, I see Rossi just relaxing, interacting with fans from the stage, giving hearts back and forth. I mean, he is bringing up some good vibes for T1 and for the Korean fans as well.
It's not a bad way to kick off your career with a new organization, moving halfway across the world.
Really good start. Keiko does have that Sheriff, as we often see Jets do on defense here on Ascent.
Keiko sending a shot towards Rossi. It's now 5 for 5 as far as playing Viper in this tournament. Swing onto the corner. Spot on the Keiko, and they're ready for somebody to be short here. But Mystic managing to find side player and Carpe taken down. Nice crossfire set up here as the bite comes through, try to shove them back, despite needing to be recovered. We hear the dash. Still makes his exit back out. That's continuing to fly here. So you see the lurk forward, Excurate trying to clear a path up through mid. So far has not been met with any resistance. Izu will find Matt. Turning back, spots Enzo. Taking him down. Now they know that he's far forward. The two members here on A site though. Tagged up just a bit.
Now, Excurate still has some options here, right? He's still got them pinned down. Paranoia just to help clear sight, but Team Liquid, they're quite fast coming up through mid.
The double push coming through, going to be on that flank over by Tree. Granted, Door will buy some time, especially on a pistol round. Excurate wanting to lurk his way down off of Kevin. Spam shots coming across, Isu taking a bit of damage. Drop down coming through, Keiko able to find one. Mystic trying to hold the line, but will end up falling. Excurate with a headshot, taking him out now. Needs to do a lot more work here for the team. Frenzy in hand, Rossi finding one to take into the body spray. Rossi with another 3K. Gets T1 their 4th pistol win of the series.
So many fans had question marks above their heads. I mean, myself included, when we saw the announcement for Rossi to come on to T1. And it had nothing to do against Rossi as a player, but it was just a question of, why do you need more? But now you see what he's capable of doing for this team. And he is fitting right in, securing that spot on the roster.
Yeah, I mean, casters, pundits, podcasters alike, everyone had question marks surrounding this signing, but damn, if he hasn't been earning a spot already right here in this tournament. Get a wonderful performance from him. As the orb goes in over towards Tree, and Saya player will be able to take down Keiko right over at Arches.
My camera is
Heals from Carpe will bring him right back up towards full. As Obscurate wanting to push his way in. The turret not in a position to spot him out from here.
Oh, that's such good usage with that toxic screen as well, and Nats has to respect it. Doesn't want to get overly greedy, especially when you're just on that pistol.
Now, after the initial kill, everything slowing down, grinding to a bit of a halt. Smoke comes in, some shots flying. As Carpe is going to be scouting things out. The turret gets recalled.
Oh, but this is going to make Obscurate think that they emptied the site. He's got to be very careful about his timing on the B side.
He's still taking his time here. He's just sat waiting until he hears something, but Nats will be able to take him down. Zion, the mean player, will find a second kill as Yampi falls. Get a little bit of damage across on the door, but still going to be standing there. There's Izu going up on top of the box. The old 10 strategy.
Sometimes it works. We'll have to see. They might have heard it just in range.
Smoke dissipating. Turret need to be cleared. First shot coming through, trying to nail him down here with this Marshall, and Izu still somehow alive. As Saya not quite going to be able to find the ace. Would have been our fourth one of the series. They will find a couple kills here. So decent damage dealt from the side of Team Liquid, but the anti-eco still goes to T1.
You know, they'll be able to carry over those rifles, and
round 3 up.
Saya player just never stops.
Just blazing with the operator. Take a look back at this one, though. Just even with the aim punch, able to adjust back down and finish him off through the wall.
That's just good awareness from Nats. He knows how the lurks like to play. Obviously, one of the OG lurkers here in Valorant. Recalls that turret first to see if there's a reaction. Eventually, he gets what he wanted from Obscurate.
The jump across. Keiko just situated there on short. Watching to see if anyone's going to be pushing over towards Arches. Saya, he will just be playing contact here. Swinging forward and tries to send some shots in, but Carpe swift to sweep through. Just managed to get that punish. First kill going their way. Omen is not getting caught. Mystic not being found, but then Carpe eventually susses it out, spots him, takes him down. Yampi trying to play anti-flash, starts mowing them down! Finds 3 and strands the spike.
Spike is stuck in a real bad spot. Yampi checking for mid. That's the only place he has to cover. His teammates have his back.
Rossi maybe made a little bit of noise, but as he swings out, yeah, Yampi's going to be able to take him out. Does he find the ace? Izu down so very low. Top gen,
I mean,
4 health.
Team Liquid want Yampi to get this ace. That way his no command comes online.
Turret out.
Looks like Izu's going to swing in for the 4th one of this match. Yampi will find an ace, and that is going to be TL getting themselves on the board.
4 aces in this best of 3. Absolute insanity. So much star power on these 2 rosters. And we're also just starting to see a lot of value, potential value from the Sky heal, right? I mean, they're able to constantly try to vie for these angles where you might shoot each other through the wall. And you can go for the recovery. Of course, this time Yampi's still there for good cover, gets the spray down.
Frantically yelling to get the operator, which they have. Now goes into the hands of Keiko, and T1 pretty much kicked back here onto pistols. Just Rossi with a Phantom in hand. Jump up over the top. Let's see if they can spot anything once the smoke dissipates there at A. Everybody else, though, not playing within main, but great awareness. Maybe they spotted him or something, but either way, Extra taken down. Yampi now turns his sight back over on Day, and he nearly gets the back-to-back aces. This man is trying to be like Kong. Rossi, though, left standing, the jiggle peek coming through. The shot not going to connect, but Rossi is still going to get taken down. Finds 3 kills for his troubles. The Liquid will find 2 rounds to tie it.
The adjustments coming in from Yampi, just as if there's a magnet following everyone with the Phantom, readjusting his spray, just going in bursts. The best player to hold the site. And he has these games. We've seen it throughout the years. Almost a back-to-back ace. Now the pop flash, unfortunately, not going deep enough to cover all the way through tree. Something that T1 will have to keep a note of.
Well, Operator going to be back in play on the attacking side. So posted up here.
I mean, they draw out that early cyber cage. That's good news for Team Liquid. One less to worry about. They even should be able to spot that spy cam here soon enough. They heard it being installed, but I assume the toxic screen was up, so finally gets rid of it. And Team Liquid is putting a lot of pressure out of B main. Xcurate has to make a different move here.
Nothing spotted off the drone. Enzo suspicious about A main, sends a shock dart that way, but no one will receive it. And Keiko, the rare miss, taking down the instant tap there from Xcurate. Now the reveal, try to push them off position. Enzo though revealed, they can see the silhouette. They know that there is an Odin in hand. Side player down to 55, but Carpe will have the heals and they get the kill, and now the site gets opened up. Nation coming through, Nat's trying to arrive on Heaven. Spam out Mystic though, he's full blind. Ends up falling. Saya narrowly gets away as the counter spam comes in. Nat's quick adjustment, aims down, finds Izu. Now backs away.
And Nats is low, but so is a lot of T1. Can't count them out just yet, especially with this Odin.
Swapping it back over. Sprays through the orb, catches Rossi. It's a high value target. Follow-up flash, gets the blind. Side player has to back off the angle. Into the corner, Yumpy tries to push for it. Carpe able to find it before falling. Nats 22 HP. Shorty in hand, but swings out. Saya player gets the chest shot, and T1 retake a lead.
You know, you question the attacking operator on a lot of maps on a lot of teams, but you look at the way T1 wants to play this right now with the double controller. They just want to take it slow. Of course, it helps immensely that Xcurate's able to identify not just the location, but the weapons their opponents are holding there. Allows them to prep for that potential Odin spam on Tree. Yampi just goods heads up, sees the poison cloud come up, doesn't want to risk it.
Great readjustment from Sai on that op shot to take out Enzo.
Here.
Seeker's now online. Pit's still there. So once more. Going for the op. Spray through, just trying to fish for some damage. Side player. He's wanting to peek this, but
the bait!
Yeah, I think he actually got headshot aim punch through the wall, then still commits, and it's taken down. Very nicely done here from Team Liquid. Find that first blood of the round. Probably with the Trailblazer, not going to be able to find too much. Keiko readjusts over to bot mid. Rossi falls.
Yeah, a bit of a risk-reward play there from Rossi to try to peek through before their own smoke blooms out. Apply some extra pressure. He will get caught out. Keiko finally finding his groove with that operator.
Heard the window break. So then gets spotted. Dart at the ready, goes in, quick clear comes through. Flash sent. Behind the box, and Xcurate picking up that operator, not able to find the shot in mid. Swing around the back of Jen. Carpe taken down. Izu now trying to find it. The readjust from Enzo, not going to be fast enough. Does end up falling. But it's a 2v4 as the plant comes in. Judge from Mystic, not going to do them much good at this distance until this happens.
Yeah, well,
Xcurate just comes back, pedaling straight in.
They just had no idea. They had no reason to suspect. I mean, so much noise coming from the other parts of the map.
Their way forward. Yep, Nats will be able to close it out. Optional carried forward. Liquid getting the round. 3-3. Seems like maybe another inseparable map on our hands here.
And I love the fact that they invested into both the operator and the Odin on this round, which meant that Yampi was stuck with the Sheriff, but they had that plan in mind. Draw the opposing team out with the Odin and have the operator for that bait and switch. Keiko even getting a second kill for his troubles there. Catching, of course, the opponent Jet. That slows things down a lot. Now, for T1's sake, even if they lose that Jet, it doesn't really change too much of how they want to play the map overall. It does slow down the eventual execute a bit, but they'll still want to take things piece by piece anyway with the double controllers.
Oh, no, the pain could very well continue here. Just that one hero rifle in from Saya player. You look at the ultimates on the side of Liquid. That lockdown absolutely could come into play.
And look at the setup from Team Liquid as well. They know it's a weaker buy from T1, so they use the one-way over on A main. They know that's all they need to try to hold on to that. You still have the operator behind as well. And so much focus on B, even double-checking on mid as that smoke comes out.
Blinded.
Flash over in towards A main. Gets a tag, but it doesn't tell them that somebody's going to be in wine, so it's something they will have to remain cautious about. As that smoke comes down, it's going to force Keiko back into the site.
It's a good timing on that smoke as well. The one-way runs out from Team Liquid, so T1, they know they've applied enough pressure to draw attention over to main side.
Blazer moving through. Yampi trying to slow things up, sends out the 0 point.
It's a fake.
Saya goes pushing forward. Fragment now thrown down, further delaying this jet. It's an attempt at a fake, but noise not really being made here. Saya gets himself across, but every which angle is being watched. That's the dash.
30 seconds left.
The flash. Start pushing. He hears the footsteps. Now is just going to try to intercept. Just going on alert here with this jet. Classic though from Carpe. Cannot find the kill. Yampi managing to get it. This puts a lot more pressure on Saya, but now he strikes. Gets in behind Keiko. Puts the operator on the floor. Still in heaven, however. Is Mystic. I'm wondering if he somehow missed Saya. Oh, he's in hell. Sorry, my bad.
Hell just
Minimap baiting me. There's one of the kills. The plant coming through. The instant cleanup. Saya close by. Needs to try to interrupt this one. Swinging back out. Gets him off of it. Gets the headshot. And now he's in with a pinch. Lockdown available and will be used. The Saya very much having his hand forced. And in the end, will be Nats cleaning up the kill. TL get the defuse. They'll take this round and the lead.
I mean, just look at how much these teams have to respect each other, though, after the close brawls on the first 2 maps. You invest that lockdown. Even though you have the Odin and a 2v1, you just say, don't take any chances. Get the rounds when we can. And they thought they had a good hold on mid. They even had the spike dropped, but the flank coming in from Saya, that alone suddenly spreads apart Team Liquid, right? Because Yampi was the one thread keeping them together across the map in terms of holding mid control.
I understand. It's good that you yell. It's good.
Oh, now find themselves with the lead, but granted that was against it. A very soft buy from the side of T1. And we go back in. Operator once more here in the hands of Keiko. So smoke is just going to be immediately bloomed on short.
Could be a push out, though.
Quad push through mid. And so, sending it out. Yampi dropping down to the mid, instantly finding one. Gets himself a second.
One enemy remaining.
This man is just absolutely on one right now. Blink of an eye, a slow creep up from T1, but is instantly shut down. Liquid now stretch it 5-3.
And we've seen that pinch come out so often when the early smoke goes out. I mean, the smoke is telling, and T1, their idea was we think we can creep in through our own poison cloud fast enough that even if they push out, we can start to push in. I mean, if they didn't lose anyone, they probably would have sprinted right through market knowing that the B site was weaker.
Great movement from Mystic, too.
Yeah, but just the push out with Mystic and Yampi, it's just too fast.
17-6-2 for Yampi.
Holy cow, he's on for another 30, and this isn't even close to overtime yet.
Yeah, I mean, only 8 rounds in. So, over 2 kills per round so far.
So T1 repeating with the same setup on the smoke on nearby tree, just to buy some time.
Paranoia across, not going to be finding too much of anything here as Nats just sat backstairs. Zaya player flush up against the wall. Flash does connect. Zaya just can't realistically move at all.
Yeah, they just can't get through while the milk commands out.
What a narrow little angle, and Yampi still finds the headshot. Carpe going to be taken down. Just back in around the box, and Enzo spraying through will find Izu. Lossy picks up 1 kill. Everything grinds to a halt. Spike still in the hands of Execute. Around the back. Has the time to line it up. Gets the kill. Mystic over in mid. Ready for the jump. Ready for Saya player to fall into his trap. He tucks away, but no, he's going to shift back over towards market. But if Mystic wide swings this, it could be an absolute shooting gallery. Spots one. There's the other. Gets the thing across, but can't quite find the kills. That being said, though, 1 HP on Execute, 31 on Rossi. It's only Saya player at full health, and now Mystic getting himself moved forward here into the smoke. Waiting for the flank. Saya strikes, gets Nash.
Oh my God!
Up into Yampi's chest and just gets the right click across. And with the stinger, Rossi will finish off Mystic. What a round. T1 pulling off the thrifty. And that might be enough for Emil to pump the brakes. We'll have to just wait and see.
What a hero Saya player is for T1 in that round. I mean, not only is he able to open up some breathing room, allow for the rotate to happen, but this move right here gets shot and immediately just dashes out.
I mean, that's the something play on Pearl.
Yes, that is. I mean, he knows that's the only option he has as well. Nowhere else to go anyway.
Well, timeout not going to be found quite just yet here. For now, the lead is still held. Hunter's Fury, though, opened up. Looking for the tag. So far, playing elusively is Carpe. Manages to bounce around wildly enough to not get hit. So Hunter's Fury taken out.
Yeah, and Secret's still alive for Carpe as well. A good read at the beginning of the round here for that potential push out with the Hunter's Fury. T1 coming prepared.
Here.
2 players on the other side of this wall. Saya player ready to push. Spot onto Rossi there in mid.
Yeah, this should let Keiko know that there is presence here, though.
Push in, he's got the headshot. Saya player taken down. Now one half of the attack now disrupted. They're pushing out into mid, and Yampi and Keiko, they're starting to swing forward. They can get the catch, and they absolutely do. One apiece so far, dashes into him. Izu stuck and noted.
Oh, the flash.
Spirit, the full flash connecting onto him, and he's got a triple stack here on short. Will get the dink onto Mystic, puts him down to 1 HP, but he doesn't die, so it's a flawless, as Team Liquid will get themselves up to 6.
Yeah, we see Mystic go out with the From the Shadow, spots Rossi. The thing is that's just a weird spot for Rossi to be in if there's no other presence on A main, right? Even if he's lurking, to be stuck caught right in the middle of that catwalk. So that gives a better idea that for Keiko that there might be more presence. He's ready for the peek out from Saya. And this A short, right, the entry point in through Garden, right by Tree. It's been rough for T1. They haven't found an answer on how to deal with the potential pushouts, and another pushout from Team Liquid.
Mild tiles crunch here coming through. As they start advancing forward, Rossi down low, the healing already pumping out there from Carpe. For now they're going to be staved off, but Keiko tucked away into the corner. Dog spots him, goes in, does get the daze. He's trying to play elusively, but as he goes up and over, the top side player able to find the shot into the back of the head. Does take him down, Mystic as well, tagged to 42.
Very passive tiles crunch there from Team Liquid, actually bites them back. And because they didn't spot enough people, they were confused that it might be an A push. That spread them thin. Once again,
just a double ping, but I mean, everybody's just corralling over towards this A site. Now somehow Enzo doesn't get the kill. Excurate taken out. Just here's the footsteps, goes for the spray. Excurate eliminated. But as Mystic will fall, it's a 4v2 as the post point gets ready to begin.
Izu just pretending that he's further out in mid.
Now it's revealed. That fire goes off. Nats clearing that left side. Shorty out. Tries to clear the right. Cannot make it happen. Carpe will have the final shot at Team Ace. As T1 look to make this a 6-6 half.
All right, Coach Emil is just allowing Team Liquid to still try to round out the half. Now, for this round, I think what happens is Team Liquid, they push out the previous one. Even though T1 gets the read, they feel that every time they pushed out, they've gotten just better map control. So they try to commit to another version that they haven't used, a tile crunch, a little bit passive. And that actually bites them back because they just didn't spot enough people after the flash. And now it looks like just a traditional default setup here for Team Liquid.
Standard spray, chalked on the follow-up. Flash in from Carpe to try to continue selling that this B site is under pressure.
Ooh, good shadow step to draw out that fragment. That's a big piece of utility. Drawn out, can't be delayed that much longer.
They have to clear out wine though. Yampi pinging. Very suspicious about this angle. Now the feet around are going to be seen, and they all end up in Mystic's arms. Yampi getting 2, the Omen getting the rest.
Switching sides.
And that will be Team Liquid bringing the last round of the half to a very quick halt.
I mean, listen, mind games aside, the fact that you send everyone trying to creep through a one-way, I know T1 loves their creep-ups. You know, they like to creep into the site, make no noise, try to catch them off guard after you've had an initial scuffle. But again, not sending anybody out to scout first, all of you piling up, that's just unfortunate. I think what they assumed was maybe they're holding from A main, then I would have been spotted earlier. I didn't see a spray, so it should be safe. But Yampi, one step ahead of him alongside Mystic. They're holding very close.
7-5 on the half as we get ready to change sides. T1, they have been dominant when it comes down to these pistol rounds. I mean, remember, coming into this, Liquid had 100% pistol round wins. Granted, that was only on 2 maps they played. But it was looking good. Now they've only won a single pistol round. So if T1 continues that consistency, they're right back into this on the defending side of Ascent.
And we'll see if it happens here. I mean, the defense, in a lot of ways, in theory, should be easier for T1 with their composition. You've got the Cypher, you've got the double controllers. Once you get that operator online, if you can get there, much more areas to work with. Really just cut apart one site, have the Cypher on the other, or have the operator peeking out mid, rotate some positions round and round.
Pressure going to be mounting because not only is a win here that automatic push forward into the playoffs, getting yourself a little bit of a, more time to sit down and digest and get ready for your matchups. It's also avoiding having to play twice in the same day.
Yes, that's the real big one, right? Sure, you still have another chance to try to make it into the playoffs tomorrow, but you have to sit down, you got to rest, and then warm back up for that third match of the day, the decider match.
Stealing sight.
Blocking sight.
Paranoia off the rip. Team Liquid looking to really up the pace. They push their way forward here towards the B site. Keiko dipping in towards Market. The rest of the team now staring over towards mid, but Rossi and a classic. I don't know what it is.
Oh, man.
Gets another one. Paranoia, decent value. But as the smoke blooms, doesn't have line of sight. Mystic does get tagged down just a bit. They start making their way across into the site. Side player up on Heaven is going to be insta-tapped by Yampi. What a shot from him.
Yeah, the double swing really helping out Team Liquid as well.
Smoke now getting set up. Enzo, however, able to find two. Low HP bars here on the three remaining players from Team Liquid. So nearby as well. Start now sent, and there's Nats watching from all the way back at main.
Poison orb remaining.
Poison orb sent.
Poison's off.
Has the classic and doesn't get Mystic. The three of them stay alive, and Team Liquid will win their second pistol of this series.
And that was some clever mini games going on from the side of Team Liquid. A game within the game right there as they try to combat the retake from Excurate. Mystic calls that his smoke is going to dissipate. He sends the right click first to see if anyone's in there, and then they send a deep recon. So even if one of them dies, they'll get the ping immediately. Then you're covering from main. I mean, layers upon layers to make sure they dwindle the numbers down to one. A really good post plan.
Zion out, Marshall in hand. TP across, Mystic is playing it top mid. Saya for now will back away.
Well, the very traditional Marshall from Saya player himself coming out, and that's all they can really hope for. For Team Liquid, as long as they don't go mid, they won't really have to deal with it for the longest time, and they are afraid of a potential push out, a 5-man, 4-man push out. Potentially checking for that Marshall as well. If you're playing against T1, you have to be wary of it.
Starting to the top, not going to be finding anything.
Watching here.
Enzo starting to move forward. Is he pulling off the angle? They're going to end up 4-man stacking on this A site, leaving only Carpe on B alongside that Cypher cam.
Oh, so Rossi, I think, purposely showing himself to try to pretend that it's just him, right? With an early snake bite, be like, oh, I'm desperate to hold this site. However, I think that, if anything, gives the signal to Team Liquid of, I don't like how this is feeling.
Scout
Let's go the other side.
Are about to get a bit painful here, it would seem, for Carpe. The only player to try to hold the line, gets himself tucked in towards boats, utilizing that Viper wall to keep himself protected for the time being. Sends out the pop flash, can go up into the air, does get taken low. Carpe able to find the kill. One bullet left in that classic, however, can't find much else with it. Sight being taken, Excurate falling. Saya player with just a Marshall in hand, trying to drag it over, trying to find the kill. Izu picking up a gun, puts the spike down on the floor. Enzo, last one standing, needs to go for the play, but he's running out of time. He's on the hunt, he tags him low once, tries to find a blind knife, but Izu gets the 4K, and they win it with a thrifty round.
And it all starts with Rossi bringing up that toxic screen, allowing Carpe to hide. Carpe the pop flash, it takes a little while, but he gets that one kill, and the flash hits most members. That buys so much time for the entire team of T1 to ride for backup. Izu with the opposite angle, working off of his teammates. And just plays for time, keeps that distance. Really good eco round from T1.
And it keeps them in this. expect they're going to be carried over. Everybody else picking up rifles, but we've seen some silliness from both sides. So Team Liquid, especially with these marshals in hand, one in for Yampi. That absolutely demands respect.
A good check from Carpe will keep T1 a little cautious. They're keeping their distance. They know they have the better weapons. And
Milo.
Yeah.
Finally, delayed reaction, but still get the kill. Carpe stays alive. Unhealable damage, however.
Well, here's that trap wire. They hear it, but they can't clear it. Not from that door. They have to peek out.
TP. Oh, Mystic. Okay. Not too far forward. There's the first one. The swing out. That's, as well as Scapegoat will be able to overwhelm him. Now Yampi finds Saya player. That's a 3v3 with a weapon recovered. Take a full HP. Phantom now in hand.
Rossi needs to stay alive. Again, it's just a matter of buying time for backup.
Gets himself into backside. Yampi, he's the one with the spike. He's checking to see if there's a very fast flank coming through over towards B lobby. Spotted yet. Dash in.
30 seconds left.
Keiko dropping low. The spray. Rossi just getting the timing. Finds one. You hear the drop down. There's Nats out into the open. Finds him. Now Yampi. Last man alive. It's a headshot onto Izu.
I mean, Rossi just needs to hold. They're going to rejoin for the 2v1 as well, playing it even safer.
10 seconds
reload.
left.
Only 4 bullets left. Now swinging around the side, catching him with util in hand. T1, they'll lose 3 players on the road, but they still managed to get to their destination. 8-7.
Needed.
And Excura, he continues to play a little aggressive, right? I mean, was there any need for him to push out just because you're the open TP? I don't think so. However, he's still good for 1. So if his teammates are able to cover for him and they're communicating it, you know, who are we to say? Oh my gosh, Yampi, 27 kills.
Yep, 27 kills, 15 rounds played, and now he's going to be popping that ultimate right off the rip. Dash in. Keiko does get tagged up. Carpe able to find 1 shot. Shows himself back over at Alley. Goes back over here onto the site. Carpe still in the corner. Shots being exchanged. Keiko trying to push, wanting to get this kill. It does so. Low on HP, tagged by the camera. Izu wanting to go for the challenge here, but mid being watched. Yampi, however, going to fall down. Now Saya player comes in off the flank. Surprises him with the elimination. 3 players left. All of them healthy with the plant here on the A site.
I mean, Izu is from the shadows as well. He's low on health. He might as well use it to help scout.
Mystic jumping forward. They're spraying, trying to clear off any heaven presence, but he's eluded all of these shots thus far. Trying to greet X-Garrett, he will. Already within the cyber cage. Now Rossi spotted. The headshot comes in. Enzo getting the elimination. Izu, the last one standing with 27 HP.
Shadows traveling.
Sends out the smoke, but there's just no hope in hell. The time is already gone. Would just love to take some of these weapons away from Team Liquid. Spike close to going off. See if they can get out of there. Will be both of them falling. And nothing carried forward here by Team Liquid, but they crucially get the round win.
Yeah, but that does damage them, so they can't go for full armor buy. So, you know, Izu gets a little bit for his troubles there. But unfortunately, a big part of this was Mystic. He saw the cyber cage being thrown, preparing for the retake. He was right in the center of it, and Excura just has no idea that it could be overlapping that way.
네.